from the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan. Welcome to another season of the NFL on CBS. And usually there are a litany of great opening day stories. But Dan Deerdorf, we have extraordinary stories today. Look no further than the Kansas City sideline.
No, because there's a new man in town. He's 64-year-old Dick Vermeil. And Chiefs fans are hoping that he's going to bring that Lombardi trophy from St. Louis over here to KC.
As for the Raiders, they say they're better this season than they were last year. What do you think?
Well, I think they're right. How can they not be? As good as their offense was, they had the best receiver in NFL history, Jerry Rice.
And a new beginning for the new Chiefs quarterback, Trent Green. Welcome to Rockin' Arrowhead Stadium for the 2001 NFL kickoff weekend. As we set to begin, the captains at midfield, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. George W. Bush, the President of the United States, will toss the coin live from the Rose Garden. And now we take you to the White House.
We're here in the Rose Garden to help kick off the NFL's 82nd season. This is a great day for fans. And I want to salute the NFL for its long history, lasting influence, and the quality of its athletes. I'm glad to be joined by members of Washington's Metropolitan Police Boys and Girls Club, all future NFL greats. And now to officially begin the NFL's 82nd season, the coin toss. This is heads, this is tails. Here we go. It's tails. I wish the players of the NFL good health and have a great season.
The Raiders earlier this morning selected tails, so they win the coin toss. It's the opening day in the NFL, and what more could you ask for? The Oakland Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs, next on CBS. Journey around the NFL, but is the #1 return man for Oakland. Chiefs, the Raiders, and here we go from capacity-filled Arrowhead. At about the 4, it's done. And rams into one of his old teammates, Jermaine Williams, and is brought down at the 27 after a 24-yard return. Rich Gannon, 35 years of age, played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's coming off his best season as a pro.
And you know what? And with all the weapons that he has, how could it be that he even has more now?
We haven't even talked about Charlie Gardner in the backfield.
And Kevin, as you well know, very familiar here at Arrowhead. He played for the Chiefs for years.
Charlie Gardner has actually come in, but as a wide receiver, joining Rice and Brown from the 27. Right to work goes Gannon. Moves up with the pass, which is brought in by Brown. Weaves his way through traffic and is up to the 41-yard line with the first down. And a catch of 13 yards. Raiders had the #1 rushing attack in the NFL a season ago, probably because of this line of Sims, Wisniewski, Robbins, Collins, and Kennedy. 1,000-yard gainer in Wheatley. Ritchie will block. Brown and Rice bound for the Hall of Fame. And Roland Williams comes over in a trade with St. Louis. The incomparable Jerry Rice.
Boy, we've been waiting to see this. Still number 80, but the silver and black. It'll take a while.
It is a first down up at the 41-yard line with Rice on the move. Second consecutive pass. And here comes the rush from Hicks. And a pass dropped at the 41-yard line by Charlie Gardner. Eric Hicks was applying a ton of pressure from the wing. The Kansas City defense, Hicks who just came in, Browning, Ransom, and Dwayne Clemens. Chester McLaughlin is gone, now playing for Denver. Marcus Patton in the middle, flanked by Bush and Donnie Edwards. And in the secondary, a couple of hard-hitting safeties in Woods and Wesley. Crockett on one side, Eric Warfield on the other side. Second down and 10. Gardner in the backfield. Ritchie, the fullback, is in motion. Another pass for Gannon. Back outside they go to Gardner, who works into Donnie Edwards' coverage and is knocked out of bounds at the 47. A gain of 6. John Gruden in his 4th year as the Raider coach.
And who can believe it? He's still only 38 years old. And what's really there's some real symbolism here today. John Gruden, even in his 4th year, still the NFL's youngest head coach. He's across the sideline from the man who is the NFL's second from the oldest. Yet when Dick Vermeil first started in the National Football League, he was the NFL's youngest head coach. So a lot of similarities between these two.
Vermeil turned 65 in about a month. 3rd and 4 from the 47. Gannon out. Picked off on the play by Eric Warfield. Chased by Gannon. He'll go in for 6. His first career touchdown for Eric Warfield, and Dan Deerdorf, his first interception since 1999.
Well, this is his first season as a starter, and I've never seen Rich Gannon make that bad of a throw. Eric Warfield was just standing right beside Jerry Rice. He didn't have to work one iota to intercept that pass. That was an express mail delivery right from Rich Gannon.
Peterson's extra point is good. A 50-yard return by Eric Warfield. It's Kansas City 7-zip. Eric Warfield just picked off Rich Gannon, who did not throw an interception against the Chiefs in the 2 meetings last season.
Well, when we look at it again closely, we're going to see that Jerry Rice slipped a little bit, but still Warfield's coverage was all over it.
Now the ensuing kickoff. Gunn is driven 5 yards deep in the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Now take a look at this. This is nothing more than just a little hitch. Jerry Rice is just going to come to a stop. His foot slides out from under him, but still the coverage from Warfield with Gannon looking at it the entire way. Look, he's only looking at it. It's still a tough throw and a very, very low percentage completion. And when you look at the negatives that can happen, it's catastrophic for the Raiders.
So the Raiders begin now for a second time at their 20-yard line. Garner is in the backfield with Richardson. Garner gets the call. He played last year for San Francisco, and he's wrapped up by Dwayne Clemens at a loss of a yard on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 11.
That was the Raiders' first rushing play when you consider they were the league's leading rushers last year. Again, let's go back and look at it. Eric Warfield inside position, just waiting on the ball. Yeah, Jerry Rice did slip. You can see in the background there the big divot he took out of the natural surface here at Arrowhead Stadium. But Eric Warfield, when that ball was coming at him, Kevin, that thing must have looked like the size of a 55-gallon drum. I don't think he imagined having one served up to him quite like that.
2nd down and 11. Back at the 19 for Rich Gannon. Here comes the rush by Lou Bush, who goes plowing into Gannon. The pass is incomplete, and Kansas City has come out hitting on all cylinders on defense.
Well, they've got a new defensive coordinator in Greg Robinson, who came over from the Denver Broncos and, of course, has had wonderful success in defending this Oakland offense. So Greg Robinson, one of the things he believes in, a lot of movement up front. There's Greg right there, a lot of different looks, and he loves to pressure Rich Gannon. He'll come at Gannon from both edges, up the middle, and sometimes all three at the same time.
3rd and 11 from the 19. Again they come, the pocket crumbles, and it's an incomplete pass. Dwayne Clemens again had him around the ankle. 3 and out.
That is just what has always worked for Greg Robinson before. It's a completely different look here in Kansas City. This aggressive defensive tone, and you see they hit Gannon. Now we do have a flag down.
With our replacement crew and our referee today, Randall Beasley. Regular, of course, NFL officials have been locked out.
Intentional grounding. On the offense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. Loss of down. 4th down.
Well, the 6th-ranked offense in the NFL last year was John Gruden's Raider offense, and this kind of a start is not what you would expect for a unit with that kind of proficiency.
Shane Leckler was one of the best in the business a season ago as a rookie. Ramsey Hall stands inside his 45 for the Chiefs. There's a freeze here, and it comes across the field as Hall signals for and chases the ball out of bounds in Raider territory. 39-yard punt by Shane Leckler with a pretty good breeze in his face. A Kansas City interception return for a touchdown. It's 7-0 Kansas City. With Dan Deerdorf, Kevin Harlan. Trent Green makes his 20th career start today after coming over before the draft in a trade with St. Louis. He starts today for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs gave a #1 draft choice to the Rams for Trent Green, who, even though he hasn't had a lot of experience, a very efficient quarterback. His quarterback rating last year was 101.8. Only Brian Griese of the Denver Broncos had a higher rating. So even though Kurt Warner was the starter in St. Louis, Trent Green actually had the higher rating.
See Rich Gannon on the Raiders sideline taking a look at some shots from upstairs from the 48 of the Raiders. 1st and 10. The first Kansas City carry for Priest Holmes results in a loss with Elijah Alexander to make the stop. 2nd down coming up for Kansas City, and on their line, John Tate, Marcus Spears, Waters, Shields, and Riley. Waters making his first NFL start today. Holmes and Richardson in the backfield. Rookie Marvin Minnis, along with the veteran Alexander, as the wide receivers, and the incomparable Tony Gonzalez, the tight end.
And incomparable is the right word. They held him to 93 receptions last year.
2nd down, 13 yards to go. Great time for Green off the fingertips of Priest Holmes at the 35. 3rd and 13 coming up for Green and Holmes and the Chiefs offense. 43 look for the Raiders. Upshaw, Taves, Jackson, Bryant. Russell has a suspension and Coleman is injured, so they go with Taves, Thomas, Beekert, and Alexander are the linebackers for the Raiders. Woodson and Allen are the corners. Dorsett and Pope are the safeties. What's the Raider weakness on defense?
Well, it would be at the 2 safety positions. They're both serviceable players, but on the corner with Charles Woodson and Eric Allen, it doesn't get a lot better than that.
3rd and 13. You see our scores in the upper left-hand corner, and a muff and a fumble on the play, and recovered by the Raiders at the Kansas City 46-yard line with the
and now
mandatory shoving between these two teams.
Chiefs don't want to exacerbate the problem here and get a 15-yard penalty added on to this. Bad enough that you lost possession of the football. And what a horrific first series for the Chiefs. A slip in the backfield, a drop pass, and now a fumble.
We have a time.
Here's Brian Waters, the center, who's never played center before. Watch the snap. It gets up, but I'm not sure it gets deep enough to drive it into the hands of Trent Green. Keep in mind that Casey Wigman was going to be the starter. He had an appendectomy during training camp, and a guy who's really a great kid, but the fact is has never played center before in a National Football League game, Kevin.
College tight end and defensive end. And now the guy that's giving Green the ball every snap. With the Kansas City fumble, the Raiders begin at the Chiefs 46. Fake handoff to Rice, goes through the high-stepping Tyrone Wheatley, who's inside the 25. A nice window dressing move to Rice. Wheatley up the middle, a galloping gain of 22 and a first down to the 24.
What a hole in the middle created by this Raider offensive line. Yeah, talk about the movement of Rice distracting the secondary and linebackers of the Chiefs. Look at this. They're chasing Jerry Rice, and the interior of the Chiefs defense, unaware that Tyrone Wheatley is barreling right up the middle.
Garner has come in, 24-yard line. Brown in motion. The pitch out to Garner, a pulling block from Barry Sims, the left tackle, and a couple yards on the play. We'll call it 2, and the 3rd member of our crew today is Bonnie Bernstein.
Hi, Kevin. Well, we've already seen the Chiefs bringing a lot of pressure against the Raiders offense, and John Gruden was telling me because of all the crowd noise in the stadium, his ability for his team to audible is a real concern, so much so he said we practiced in crowd noise so loud last week. I've had a migraine for 3 days, but he said you look at Greg Robinson's defenses, they disguise so well, they show blitz, then they back off and play cover 2. He said for us calling an audible, it's hard for the tackle to hear, let alone a receiver all the way out.
Everybody gets a migraine here. 2nd down 8 from the 22. Rush comes on. They try to get a little flare pass, and it's incomplete. Was there a receiver in the vicinity?
The Chiefs are arguing loudly for intentional grounding.
And there's no yellow right now.
No, there is no flag thrown. The rule is very simple. If the quarterback dumps the football to avoid a loss of yardage, it's intentional grounding. Rich Gannon got away with one there.
And he was called earlier in the game for it.
He was. Now you take a look at this right here. That is strictly dumping the football to avoid a sack. He's inside the pocket, which means he gets none of the protection that if he was outside the tight end. You have got to be attempting to complete a pass. That did not look like such to me.
Timeout, and the flag came in. There may be a delay of game because the flag is down at the 7-yard line. Back in Arrowhead, 10-16 to play. A Kansas City interception return for a touchdown, 7-0 Chiefs.
Well, the Raiders are running out of time. There's the play clock on the left. Now watch, it's already at 0. Gannon comes up and signals a timeout, and he was awarded that timeout. So Rich Gannon, he beat the system again.
3rd down and 8, sidearm pass. Rice was there at the 15, shy of a first down by a yard. Catch is made, gain of 7 when he needed 8. And now it's 4th down for the Raiders. They're going to try for 3.
Well, talk about sensational defensive timing. Take a look at that. I believe that was Eric Warfield driving through Jerry Rice. No, actually, check that. Let's go with William Barty. And 24 instead of 44. Perfect timing to keep Oakland from getting the first down.
33-yard try by Sebastian Janikowski, 5 of 7 in the preseason. Low snap by Adam True. And there goes a flag. The kick is up and good. It was a good hold, too, by Shane Leckler because that ball was on the ground.
And the flag, Kevin, came in here from the near sideline.
Holding against the Raiders.
Well, that's normally the official whose responsibility is to look at the wingman. Now John Gruden has got to consider whether he's still in Janikowski's range.
Number 86 on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Well, that's new addition Roland Williams, who played last year with the Rams. What? Who me? He'll be right over here on this side right here. Yes, and there's the hold. He reaches inside, hooks the rusher who took his inside shoulder. And now Janikowski again.
From 43, he knocked in a 54-yarder last year. Good snap by True this time, and the kick is True. And the Raiders cash in on a Kansas City fumble and get a 43-yard field goal by Sebastian Janikowski. This organization, the Raiders, kind of went out on a limb last year in the draft, getting 2 kickers in the top 5 rounds of the draft, and it paid off for him.
It did, even though Janikowski was a little erratic last year, but he's talked about, he thinks he's found what his problem was, and he's talked about approaching the ball a little more deliberately, being a little slower. He thought he was getting to the ball a little quickly last year. We'll see if that works out for him.
Tonight on CBS.
I watched that thing last week. That thing's compelling. It is very good. How's that for a promo? But it was.
Log on to NFL.com for real-time scoring. Up-to-the-minute stats and live play-by-play. Only at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com.
Well, I hope Roland Williams went over to Sebastian Janikowski and went, thank you. He got him out of the proverbial sticky wicket.
5 plays, 21 yards, a little over 2 minutes, and the kickoff by Janikowski. Hall and Cloud are deep, and he'll go to a knee and leave it in the end zone out to the 20-yard line. Dante Hall with the catch. And we'll get our second look at the Kansas City offense. The first time we saw Green was nothing to rave about.
He handed off to Priest Holmes. He fell down in the backfield. He threw a pass over the middle to Priest Holmes, and it bounced off his hands. And then the third play was a fumbled exchange between center Brian Waters and Trent Green. You work all off season, all those 2-a-days, the hot sun, all the sweat, blood, and tears, and you start off with 3 plays like that. It's time to regroup.
Richardson and Gonzalez will be with Holmes in the backfield. Now they shift from the touchback 20-yard line to 1st and 10. Trent Green. There's a block by Richardson and a pass dropped on the side by Alexander. Coverage by Heisman Trophy winner and Michigan Wolverine alum Charles Woodson.
And as we saw, perfect timing on the Kansas City defensive side by Barty. That's exactly what we see with Charles Woodson. And let's see how his timing is. Well,
almost
if he's
impeccable.
That's right. If he's there before the ball, it's an immeasurable nanosecond.
3 years in the league, 3 years to the Pro Bowl.
Well, and he's one of the. He's just got it all. And and still, here's a guy. If they didn't have so many receivers with the Raiders, he'd be playing offense as well.
Somebody jumped. Brady Jackson jumped now as he induced. His the question. We have a left guard for the Chiefs, Marcus Spears, who has never started at left guard. A center who is a college tight end, Brian Waters, 54, you can see there. So there is a shakeup on that line.
Oh, there really is.
Practice snap. Encroachment. Number 90 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
You mentioned, you asked if he was induced here. It's hard work down there. Would that be the same as having his labor induced? Take a look on the left. There goes Grady Jackson, and Upshaw moving as well. And certainly that has been the best thing that's happened to the Kansas City offense yet.
They take out Allen, and they take out Thomas. They bring in Johnny Harris in the secondary, 2nd and 5 for the Chiefs at 25. The pitch out to Holmes, a block by Tate. And they tripped him up with the aforementioned Johnny Harris coming in and knocking him down at the 27, a gain of 3 on the play.
And that was a first down for sure if it wasn't for the tackle there by Johnny Harris. That's that's the kind of a move out in the open field where if you're an offensive coach and player, you're hoping that your running back just one-on-one will be able to make that guy miss. But Harris came up and got him right around the ankles, got him down, and now a 3rd and short for the KC. Oh, I love being here, don't you?
Isn't this fun? What an atmosphere.
It's the best.
Coming in today, 9 o'clock, the smoke from the barbecue grills engulfing the stadium. 3rd and 2, knocked down, caught by Green, and then moves ahead where he is doused by Trace Armstrong at the 29-yard line. So the Chiefs have got a punt.
Wow, we have seen a lot of bizarre things happening so far. One of the right there, you take a look at that. That's William Thomas, one of the most active linebackers in the league, bats the ball right back to Green. Boy, this has been a symposium of the bizarre for the Chiefs offense so far, and yet they're winning the football game.
Dan Straczynski will punt to David Dunn. And again, we've got some offside. That's Travian Smith, 53, who was jumping, but Marcus Patton, the other 53, that's against Kansas City.
Right to the snap. False start, number 43 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Frank Gantz Jr., who was at one time a Raiders special teams coach, is now on the Kansas City sideline. We have not talked much about the officials today. Most, of course, extensive experience at the college level.
Yes, all of them have a lot of experience. A lot of them over in Europe with the NFL League over there, the Arena League with some of these guys. But boy, are they under scrutiny like they have never seen before, doing it out here on opening day.
So here comes Straczynski to punt, and he's coming from Atlanta and sends this about as far as Atlanta. Knocking at the 20. Great bounce, but into the end zone. An enormous punt. And that is a career-long 74-yard punt, and he's not known as a long punter.
And if he got any kind of a bounce at all, that wouldn't have been a touchback.
Wow. 7-3 Chiefs. Kansas City pick and return of 51 yards for at Warfield on Rich Gannon, who begins now with his 4th possession of his own 21st and 10.
The Raiders need to unleash that #1 ground game.
Hand off to Wheatley, and absolutely devoured on the play by Kansas City's Norris McCleary. Loss of 2. 2nd down and 12.
Well, this has been, everybody's concerned, how do we stop the Raiders' running game? But it's been the Raiders' passing game that has gotten them in trouble so far. Rich Gannon here, an interception. That time pressure. Right here, he's going to get called for intentional grounding. And on this one, he gets away with what should have been intentional grounding. So, you go back to what you do well. And with the Raiders, that has been running the football 155 yards a game.
18-yard line, 2nd down 12 outside to Wheatley. We'll go one-on-one with Chiefs linebacker Lou Bush, the ex-San Diego Charger. That knocks him out of bounds after a gain of 6 on the play. Yeah, they wanted to throw the ball today.
Yeah, well, they opened up their first 4 plays, Kevin, were all passes before they ever went to a run. They had the one huge run with, they had the fake in the backfield, the Rice crossing, and Wheatley went through the middle without any Chief within 4 or 5 yards of him. This Oakland offensive line, though, they have to assert themselves. This is their game to win.
Gannon 4 of 9 throwing, facing 3rd and 5, shy of the 25. Randy Jordan in the backfield. And a pass caught by the tight end. His first Raider reception, Roland Williams, who tumbles ahead for a first down to the 37, a gain of 12 on 3rd down and a handful.
Well, Roland Williams brings a lot of blocking as you see him use the umpire for a screen right there, and he's wide open underneath the zone coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs. Rich Gannon will find everybody underneath. He has such awareness of his open receivers running the shorter pattern. Not a real deep quarterback, but he will dink you to death.
And he gets the first down, and he hands off to Garner, who takes it over a block from Derek Robbins, dancing his way down to the 44-yard line, and a gain of 8 all over the place, as is our NFL Today crew in Jim Nance in New York. Pretty impressive with a brand new offense.
It sure is.
2nd and 2. And the handoff to Garner, who takes it for a gain of about a yard. So he's still shy up to the 46-yard line.
Now Napoleon Kaufman retires for the Raiders, and Charlie Garner just moves across the bay. Look what he did for the 49ers last season. 1142, 10 total touchdowns, and the quality work out of the backfield with 647 receiving yards. He just brings so much luxury to the Raiders here. 2,000-yard rushers in the backfield. Garner and Wheatley. That's loaded.
Garner now becomes a wide receiver. Wheatley in the backfield. 3rd down and a yard. And a pass hauled in by Roland Williams, who lumbers his way down to the Kansas City 39. Makes a second catch, a pickup of 15 yards.
Well, what a fake that they run to the left side of the formation. I'll guarantee you that there aren't 2,000 people out of the 80-plus here that see this completion. Look at the blocking on the left side. Everybody from Kansas City was sucked over there. Only Rich Gannon and Roland Williams were involved in that play to the offside.
Takes the place of Ricky Dudley.
That's exactly right. And you know what? They got tired of waiting for Ricky Dudley to become the football player they thought he should have been.
7th play of the drive. Chiefs 39.
You see that? It's a yardage difference.
1st and 10. Handoff goes to Wheatley. Roberts brought down by a host of Chiefs defenders. They had Dwayne Clemens and Ransom on the Marcus Fett making the stop. And a gain on the play of about a half yard. No more than that. 2nd down and about 10.
You know, Kevin, what has to thrill the Raiders is not only do they have 2,000-yard rushers in Wheatley and Garner, but they get 2 completely different types of backs.
Good point.
Tyrone Wheatley is the prototype of the big bruising back. Charlie Garner is the guy that is smaller and shiftier, but yet at the same time can still power between the tackles. It's a nice combo.
2nd down, short 10, 39-yard line, sidearm pass, blocked by Wheatley, wrestled down on the side by Lou Bush after a gain of 3 at the 36-yard line. Kansas City as we wind down our first quarter.
And I don't think the Chiefs are all that concerned about being burned by Tyrone Wheatley catching the football. He only had 20 receptions last year. He's not going to make a whole lot of people miss when he's got to look back to the quarterback to catch a ball.
Ray Crockett going against Rice on this play.
And going against him, grabbing him, holding him, riding him into the ground.
Remember, on this drive, tight end Roland Williams just caught 2 third-down pass receptions for first downs. 3rd and 7 from the 36. Good time for Gannon. Now here he goes scrambling. Has to get inside the 30 and gets the first down for the Raiders. Sliding to the 27. He gets 9 on 3rd down and 7.
And you know what? There's nobody in this stadium surprised. They've been seeing Rich Gannon do that his entire career. He was the 2nd leading rusher on this Raider team last year with over 500 yards. That's a lot for a quarterback. And look at that. He's got no sliding in rear end first. Rich Gannon's going for the first down, and like he does so many times, just one more example of moving the chains is what's important to him.
5-minute drive for the Raiders. Garner in the backfield, 27-yard line of Kansas City, 1st and 10. Going deep and looking for Brown. Gets the separation incomplete as he was jousting with Crockett down the sideline, 2nd down and 10.
And Rich realized that really wasn't a pass that could be completed. He really threw that ball out of bounds because even that was 50-50 at best, and then again, after an interception already returned for a touchdown, I don't think Rich is in the mood yet to really take many chances.
He was in the MVP running last year, was Gannon.
And deservedly so. And at 34 years last year, he's turned 35, but the productivity is still there. And as we've seen or the legs.
Yes. 27 of the Chiefs, second down and 10, 11 play of the drive. Pitch out to Wheatley. Oh, got a nice block by rookie Marcus Knight and driven out of bounds by Warfield on the side at about the 24-yard line. The game will call it a 3. They say Knight is a rookie. He was on the practice squad a year ago, so his first regular season action, and that time trying to open up something for Wheatley.
Well, Tyrone Wheatley is a banger. He's got good speed, but this is a big guy. And look at Warfield. You know what? He did a pretty good job. Warfield got under his pads. Yeah, he gets stiff-armed and takes a hand in the face mask. But that was a very effective tackle by Eric Warfield. He knew he had some yards to give.
24-yard line, third down and 7. Raiders are 3 of 3 on this drive and third down, but not that time. He had to throw it where no one was. Maybe Randy Jordan was the receiver. Another guy was knocked down, Tim Brown, downfield.
Well, that time I think Donnie Edwards comes right up the middle. Rich Gannon had absolutely zero chance to complete this pass. Actually, that's number 51, Glenn Cadrez. But look at that. He has no chance. You can't have your quarterback back on his heels, stepping backward, throwing a ball 2 seconds before he's supposed to, and expect anything good to happen.
Here's Janikowski from 42 yards away, and he gets his second field goal today from 42. That time from 43 earlier. And the Raiders creeping up on the Chiefs, down now by 11.
Better idea, but in case you're wondering, he did swear up and down that he did get a good night's sleep, guys.
He's from St. Louis, so that's only about a 3.5-hour drive.
Yes, and his parents actually season ticket holders for the Rams. Guess what? They're season ticket holders here now as well.
37-yard line, first and 10. The pass goes outside, caught by Dunn, who just returned the kickoff, and he's up to the 43. Reception of 6 yards by Jason Dunn, as Green is one of many new NFL starting quarterbacks around the league.
And it seems it's like this every year, and a lot of them have moved around. And, of course, there's Chris Winkie, the fellow from Florida State and Carolina. And, of course, maybe Doug Flutie got a lot of the news. But here in Kansas City, it's the 4th guy down, Elvis Gerbach, who threw for over 4,000 yards here in Kansas City last year. And boy, are they glad to have him in Ravenland.
43-yard line, second down 4. Good time for Green. Right down the middle, caught by Tony Gonzalez at the 43.
Takes a confident quarterback to make that throw. Because how could Tony Gonzalez be covered much better than this?
14-yard pickup.
Work in the middle. Look at that. You just can't have a whole lot better coverage than that. Torrey James is just all over Tony Gonzalez, but yet it's threaded in there, and a superb job of Gonzalez fighting for that ball and holding on.
That should take us to the end of the first quarter. Gonzalez with an incredible season a year ago. It's the end of the first quarter with the score, Kansas City 7, Oakland 6. Will return to sold out. Couple plays in the game. Eric Warfield picked off Rich Gannon, raced 51 yards, got the Chiefs on the board. That was a bang-up way to start the season for the Chiefs. We start the second quarter with the first and 10. The Chiefs continuing their drive at the Raider 43. Good time for Green, going deep for Gonzalez. And broken up, Dossett was there along with the rookie, and flags all over the field. The rookie, Derek Gibson out of Florida State, was covering as well, and that will be against Oakland.
Derek Gibson, their number 1 draft choice. And this is definitely moving it down.
Pass interference. Number 26 on the defense. First and 10 from the spot of the foul.
Well, it's a tough way, your first game in the National Football League. But Gibson not playing the safety position there. He's really acting more like a corner with the underneath coverage. But right here, you can see he comes up and he grabs the arm of Tony Gonzalez before the ball gets there.
But they like this kid a lot.
Oh, he's going to be, as John Gruden told us, he's going to be playing for the Oakland Raiders for a long, long time. And maybe even in the starting lineup within the next month or so.
So, in essence, a 31-yard penalty to the 12 of the Raiders. Kansas City first and 10. They've got Jermaine Williams and Richardson in the backfield. And Richardson offers a block. And outside to Jermaine Williams, the ex-Raider, who takes it down to the 2. Will be close to a first down, a gain of 9. But Williams played in 98 and 99 for the Raiders. Last year, Jacksonville, and now he's a Kansas City Chief.
And Trent Green is executing the first good drive for the Chiefs. Coming right at us right here. A perfectly thrown ball. Drops it right over the shoulder. And, of course, Tony Richardson, a very gifted receiver, had 58 of them last year. But, boy, do the Chiefs need this drive.
We got 70 eligible.
In the first quarter, Oakland ran 23 plays. The Chiefs only ran 8. So their defense is getting some quality rest here.
Second down and 1, timeout burned by Green. That's his first timeout taken as we're early in the second quarter. The Chiefs are on the move already with the 7-6 lead here in Arrowhead Stadium.
By the Chiefs offense as they are knocking on the door.
Well, Green is an interesting story. In 4 of his 7 seasons, he didn't even get a chance to get off the bench. In the 5th season, he just had 1 pass. 20th career start today. Second down 1 from the Raider 3. It's Richardson with the block by Jermaine Williams. Slips that tackle and is into the end zone for a touchdown. Anthony Dorsett had him. The slippery Richardson takes it in for 6.
And right there, Kevin, is the reason that they drafted a safety number 1. Anthony Dorsett, a good special teams player, but not really an every down safety because of this. He's not a great tackler. Now, Tony Richardson, a big guy, but again, Dorsett was there to make the tackle, and Richardson ran right through it.
Extra point now by Peterson. The high snap pulled down by Straczynski. In his head coaching debut for the Kansas City Chiefs, Dick Vermeil watching Tony Richardson take it in from 3 yards away. 14-6 Kansas City. Best of Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs just got a touchdown run by Richardson. The ensuing kickoff to David Dunn at the 1-yard line for the Raiders. Breaks a tackle and finally belted and taken down by a host of Chiefs players. Andre O'Neal was there along with Jason Belzer on a return of 36 yards. He's the guy that's going to return punts and kickoffs this year. No more Darian Gordon.
And John Gruden showing some confidence in Dunn. He fumbled 3 times in their final 2 preseason games, and John said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go with him, but if there's anything at all going wrong out there, any mishandles of the ball, he's coming out. But Dunn so far, solid start.
Raiders were burned on defense moments ago because of a 31-yard penalty of the passer, or rather receiver, down about the 12-yard line. That gave Kansas City that great field position. Here on first down and 10, it's Tyrone Wheatley running over the right side and picking up not a single yard. Wednesday on CBS, prepare yourself for a whole new breed of drama. Blue Diamond Phillips stars in Wolf Lake, premiering Wednesday at 10/9 Central, right here on CBS. Dan, that penalty killed the Raiders on defense on that last Kansas City drive.
Yep, the interference call on Gibson, but they now at least have good starting field position because of Dunn's kickoff return.
Shy of the 37, second down 10. And here goes Gannon looking to throw, and outside is whacked by Hicks. Incomplete is the pass. And there is a change on the offensive line for the Raiders, because Kennedy is injured. More on that in a second.
Well, Rich Gannon can't find anybody. It's time to credit the Kansas City secondary. They are smothering these Raider receivers, and we have seen either Rich Gannon under intense pressure or unable to find someone open downfield. So far defensively for the Chiefs, this has been textbook.
Kennedy has come back in. Darrell Ashmore took his place on that last play. Third down and 10. But Lincoln Kennedy back in at the right tackle.
And here it comes again with the blitz.
The pass caught across the middle by Tim Brown, who swirls to the 43, 3 yards shy of a first down. On 3rd and 10, he picks up just 7, and they got a punt.
Yep, again, it's pressure that forces Rich Gannon and his receivers to make a blitz adjustment. And Tim Brown has to break off his pattern. From the right, we're going to see there comes the corner blitz. That's Barty. Brown has to break it off short. It forces Gannon to throw early, and they don't get the yardage for the first down.
Leckler will have his second punt. Second 3 and out for the Raiders today. The wind is at Leckler's back. High and not very deep. Dante Hall won't even come close to it. Out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. The Chiefs will have some breathing space. Leckler doesn't get out much of a punt, just 28 yards. 14-6 Kansas City. Dick Vermeil, Dan Deerdorf, told us the other day, he said, I know what my defense can do.
Yeah, he was sure that they were going to play well. There's a lot more question marks surrounding this offense. They didn't do much early, but they certainly had a good scoring drive the last time around.
On the 29, 1st and 10 after the Raider punt. Here comes the rush by Trace Armstrong. There goes the pass and broken up by Anthony Dorsett, going deep for tight end Michael Ricks. Incomplete pass. There's Dorsett, who let Richardson moments ago slip through his grasp in for a touchdown.
And he came up and tried to avoid that collision. that would have been one of the collisions of all time right there. Trace Armstrong gets in. He made a beautiful inside move on Victor Riley and ended up dropping Trent Green to the ground. Boy, if Dorsett would have kept running full speed to that ball, we might have seen two guys KO.
From the 29, 2nd down and 10. And Holmes and Green bumped into each other, and a gain of 1 is the result. Holmes came as a free agent from the Baltimore Ravens. Next Sunday, here's what you'll see, a doubleheader on CBS, beginning with the game everyone's going to watch, Denver, Indianapolis.
And we will be there, and what a fun outing that'll be. And then coming up late, a lot of the good matchups. Oakland gets to go home and host the Jets. And these guys, of course, lead us off. Boy, what a group.
Is that it?
I've been fortunate enough to be with them a couple times for their Friday night dinners. We could sell tickets to them.
Empty backfield, 39 from the 30-yard line. Good block by Tate, buying time for Green. It's a pass incomplete.
Right into double coverage.
Tony Gonzalez covered by both James and Woodson.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass. Kansas City's got a punt.
I think Trent intentionally put enough air under that it was going out of bounds. He knew anything underneath would have been intercepted there. So that time it's the Raiders who defensively made a stand. But right now, the biggest surprise of this game has to be the Raiders' offense. They look to be completely discombobulated right now. And it's going to be a real question. Can they get their rhythm?
Straczynski's punt, his last one sailed 74 yards and done with fair catches, or tried to at least, at the 28-yard line.
Well, that ball was well out of bounds, and he already knew it, so he just let it go.
41-yard punt. Raiders get it back when we come back. Arrowhead trailing. We're back in Arrowhead, Kansas City with Dan Deerdorf, Kevin Harlan, 14-6 Chiefs. David Dunn has now come in along with James Jett with Rice and Brown, and Gardner in the backfield on the 29-yard line. First down and 10.
Well, there are 4 receivers in a tight formation.
Brown outside to about the 35, 36-yard line, and a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Rice today in his debut in the silver and black.
We should call it a much anticipated debut. And of course, the Chiefs knew at all training camp that this guy was coming to town on opening day. Jerry slips right there. Gannon delivers it to Warfield. Perfect timing that time by Barty. And Jerry Rice, this man has been fighting double and triple teams his entire career. He's used to it.
2nd down, 3. Jordan in as a receiver. Gardner stays in the backfield, picks up the first down, and is tackled by Bush in the flat at the 43 on a gain of 7.
Well, that time it was good pass protection by the Raiders up front, and the Chiefs weren't able to pressure Gannon. If you don't pressure Rich Gannon, it's about an 80% probability that he's going to complete the pass. I know that everybody in this league, if they're not under pressure, is going to complete the majority of them. Rich Gannon's going to complete almost all of them, because he'll be patient enough to take the high percentage completion. First down for the Raiders.
Here comes Clemens. The pass to Zach Crockett. First time we've called his name today to the 49, gain of 8. Tackled by Lou Bush. So they bring in Crockett, who is a touchdown machine a season ago, and Lou Bush is down, the ex-San Diego Charger. He came over last year and was disappointing last year.
Yep. And rededicated himself, didn't he? Yep. Lou Bush came right into Dick Vermeil and said, I know I had a terrible year last year. All I can ask is that you give me a chance to prove myself to you that was an aberration, and I'll be back in 2001. And Lou right now, obviously in some pain. We'll go back and see if we can take a look at it. That's Lou coming in from the right. He comes in and makes the hit. He had his helmet off to the side. Looked like he took most of the shot on his right shoulder. Right here, coming in from the right of the screen. As he hits Zach Crockett right around the waist area. And if you think that when a hard hit like that takes place on the field, that only the offensive guy is the one who feels it, that's not the case.
good news is he's up and walking. The bad news is Lou Bush thinks he's George Bush.
Well, that's good. He, what was it? He called tails?
Yes, he did.
I'm not sure Lou. I'm not sure Lou would remember whether it was heads or tails right now. I'm not sure Lou knows whether it's Kansas City or San Diego.
Second down, 2, 49-yard line as Dr. John Brown takes a look at Lou Bush on the Kansas City sideline. They bring in Glenn Catrez to take his spot, and flags on the field before the play even had a chance to get going.
Well, I think somebody flinched up front.
Guard, number 86 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Roland Williams, the tight end, gets another call here. Again, this crowd makes things, that's all the way over to the right. This is Roland Williams right over here, and he's going to go to block down, and he just leans forward in his stance, and the Chiefs were smart enough to react to it and get the penalty.
Second down, 7, 5 penalties against the Raiders today from the Raider 46. Brown on the move. Wheatley out of the backfield. Gannon fires a pass, which is hauled in, I believe, by Brown, although you can see the ensuing fight for the ball with Eric Warfield, who already has picked off Gannon today, but that is a completion to the Hall of Famer to be Tim Brown, a gain of 10.
Rich Gannon, take a look at him. We're going to go inside the helmet. He's looking right the whole way, never looks away. And boy, he just drills it to Tim Brown. We saw earlier, remember when Tony Gonzalez fought for the football and wrestled it away from the defense? Well, that time we see Tim Brown do exactly the same.
Chiefs 44, first and 10. Gannon is hit 5 in a row, now make it 6. Crockett bobbles it, takes it, and runs upfield before he is brought down on the defensive line by John Browning. And a gain on the play of about 3 yards. 6 consecutive completions for Gannon. Follow all the games on NFL.com, and after the games, get in-depth analysis and recap from the experts only at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com.
Well, I can only assume, Kevin, that the Raiders are attempting to set up the run by throwing the ball so many times. Now, this is a team that just, you're not #1 in the league rushing for no reason, and yet they've gone away from it.
32-yard line, second down, 8. The tight end's in motion. Out of the backfield is Wheatley on a pass to Jerry Rice inside of the 25 to the 20 and 19. Move up the ball, they mark him down. This will go for naught, although you see Woods running the other way. A 23-yard gain to Jerry Rice. His second catch today, and it's for a Raider first down to the Kansas City 19.
Well, Jerome Woods is back there in coverage on Jerry Rice. Again, hey, imagine Jerry Rice running a crossing pattern. Who would ever believe that? Look at those beautiful hands. There's Jerome Woods trying to keep up with him. And Jerry Rice, the knee is down. He's still got the football. A good look there is when he's all the way down, Woods pulled the ball out. There's no doubt that Jerry will be on those steps his first year of eligibility.
First and 10. That's the first run on this drive. Garner going outside. Tackled by Marcus Patton and brought down.
Maybe that's why they're not running. Maybe that's why they're not running.
Loss of 2. Kansas City's linebackers have been as active today as I can recall.
And because I think, you know, we talked about Lou Bush, even though he's out right now, rededicating himself. When they got Marv Patton to make the move over here from Washington, it really solidified the middle of this defense because they have one of the best all-around linebackers in the game in Donnie Edwards. He might be, Donnie Edwards, number 59, might be the most underrated linebacker in football.
21-yard line, second down and 12. He's changing the play.
Tough to do in this crowd.
But he does it. Blocked by Kennedy, but from behind, it's knocked away by Wesley and retrieved by Edwards.
That's a fumble. There it goes.
At the 28-yard line, the second Raider turnover today. And look where they give up the ball inside the Chiefs' 30.
Yep. The referee, Randall Beasley, he was looking right at Rich Gannon, and he made the determination there was no forward arm movement. The pressure's from behind. Gannon can't see it. Right there, Wesley with the big hit, the ball loose, and that's a case where Rich just trying to be a little too patient. And again, does Greg Robinson have the book on how to defend the Oakland Raiders? The new defensive coordinator here in Kansas City. 1 sack, 8 hurries. Look at that. knocked down 5 times. It is the way Greg Robinson always goes about it, whether he's with the Broncos, and now it seems the same with the Chiefs.
On the 28, 1st and 10, a bootleg to the opposite side for Green. Catch by Gonzalez. Up to the 42, a Chiefs first down with the pickup of 14. Beekert was there with the stop along with Anthony Dorsett.
Now, Tony Gonzalez, you don't even know what to call him. A remarkable athlete is one thing, but he's even beyond that. Look, this is a guy that really faced a crossroads a couple years ago in this league. He was not nearly the player he is now. And he was at a place where he was either going to stay the same, which was average, or become great. And he dedicated himself to this game, and now he's all by himself at that position.
Trace Armstrong is in for the Raiders, 1st and 10. And there's a run by Priest Holmes, who chugs his way up to the 49, picking up 7 yards.
And guess who makes the block at the point of attack? Tony Gonzalez. Watch Tony Gonzalez. He's in motion. That's Gonzalez going across the formation. There's the trap block by Gonzalez right there. He kicks out William Thomas, and Holmes darts to the inside. A complete football player, and I mean a guy with no weaknesses at all. Tony Gonzalez.
2nd down and 3 from the 49. Alexander's been quiet. He's in motion. Until now, they throw to him there, and it's broken up, incomplete. Marquez Pope, a 6-time Pro Bowler, knocking it away. Incomplete pass. Bringing up 3rd and 3.
Sensational coverage by Pope. He is really, that didn't surprise him at all. He knows that Alexander's coming in right towards him. And we have really seen some outstanding coverage by defensive backs in this game. Timing their hits just perfectly, right? Arriving at the same time the ball does.
3rd down and 3 from the 49. Richardson in the backfield. Gonzalez shifting to the near side, blocked by Tate. Time for Green. Goes wide open. Gonzalez, he's got the 1st down and more. Breaking a tackle inside the Raider 30 to the 27. He picks up 23 on 3rd and 3.
Well, you could see that the motion by Kansas City appeared to really confuse the Raiders defense. See, look at them all pointing. They're not even looking at the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball, and they completely lose track of Tony Gonzalez. Now, I got to tell you, folks, the guy had 93 receptions last year. I'll guarantee you that all week long, all they did was beat on whoever was wearing number 88 during practice.
3 catches, 51 yards for Gonzalez today.
You do not lose track of Tony Gonzalez.
On the 28, 1st and 10. Great time for Green to the end zone for the rookie menace. Incomplete, covered by Eric Allen, and there's no flag on the play. He was out of the end zone.
Well, he's out, and that was a completely uncatchable ball. That wouldn't have mattered what happened in the end zone.
And let's go downstairs to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Kevin, one of the few Chiefs who wasn't thrilled about Dick Vermeil bringing his offense from St. Louis to Kansas City, Tony Gonzalez, because if you didn't notice, not a dominant tight end in that system, but he said, what I realized is that there were some great tight ends, Kellen Winslow, Jay Novacek, who flourished in this system, and they've done a great job tailoring this offense to me, so a lot of the routes Marshall Faulk runs, what you'll see me doing in this offense.
2nd down, 10 from the 28, is right on the money, and here's the handoff when it goes to the spinning Richardson. In fact, this playbook, Dan, is basically the St. Louis Rams playbook.
Right. Well, absolutely. The difference is that Isaac Bruce isn't here, Torrey Holt isn't here, Azahir Hakeem isn't here. There's a little less speed at the wide receiver position.
And that is a wide receiver first offense.
Yeah, but you know what? They have in Trent Green a quarterback smart enough to realize that Tony Gonzalez is the go-to guy. And even if he's covered, you go to him. You give him a chance to win for your team. Win the fight for the football, as we saw him do earlier this game.
7th play of the drive. Raiders fumbled inside the Chiefs 30, and now it's Kansas City with a 3rd and 11 from the 29. Another fumble, and recovered by the Raiders. Another exchange problem between Waters, his first NFL start at center, and the quarterback, Trent Green.
It's so easy to have happen when you have a guy with no experience, and I mean no experience at the center position. Brian Waters may end up being a great center. Let's see. Again, the football was never really driven into the hands of Trent Green. As a center, you've got to drive that baby up, and maybe it's, it could be a matter of just an inch or so not going deep enough. And again, you don't want to lay it all on Brian Waters, but when you've got a quarterback who's been around as long as Trent Green, you have to assume that the fault lies with the kid.
So now at the 29 with an empty backfield, it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. You don't let the Chiefs cash in on their mistake, and Rice picked up by Barty with the catch at the 35 and a pickup on the play of about 6 yards. Tuesday on CBS, after 3 months of conniving, lying, and cheating, the Big Brother game is hotter than ever. 9 house guests have been eliminated. 3 remain, but who will walk away with a cool $1 billion? Don't miss an all-new Big Brother Tuesdays on CBS as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Nothing like conniving, lying, and cheating. Brings a smile to my face.
Second down, a long 3. Again, they beat the end around. Gardner takes it up to the 38 for a gain of 2 and smothered by Clemens, which will now bring up 3rd down.
Looks like Garner lost his footing there a little bit and tried to make the cut back to the outside and just slipped.
6 carries, Garner, and 10 yards. And coming up on the next show, halftime report, joining Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry, all the scores and highlights of preview of the U.S. Open men's final between Leighton Hewitt and Pete Sampras coming up on the next show, halftime report from New York.
Why is Ditka grabbing Nance in that picture like that? I don't get it.
3rd and 1 for the Raiders, who trail 14-6 at their 38. Good time outside it goes. A 1st down kick for the tight end Williams, galloping down the side to the Chiefs' 47-yard line. Picks up 15 yards on the play on 3rd and 3. And all of his catches today have been on 3rd down for 1st down.
They sure have. And again, it's just, this is nothing. This is a 2-yard pass. But again, Rich Gannon delivers it where Roland Williams takes it in stride. And Williams is a guy that, obviously Bonnie talked about the lack of a tight end in that St. Louis offense. Well, this was the guy. And again, never had an opportunity to be much of a receiver because of the prolific receivers outside. He is, though, a capable receiving tight end.
We only caught 11 last year for the Rams. And we are at Beach return to Rich Gannon, interception for a touchdown. And then they had Richardson run it in from 3 yards away. The Raiders need to drive in the worst way right now.
And obviously they're capable. And I think they've got the right guy trying to do it. Rich Gannon, they've got timeout. He's got the clock. And that's a way to go after. You don't have to do it all at once.
Go outside on 1st down, and they go to Derek Dunn, who picks up 8 yards on that 1st down play. So a couple timeouts remaining for the Raiders. They've got 2. The Chiefs have 2. We're at 1:42 and ticking.
And again, the Raiders go back to the huddle. I think they could get in and out of the huddle a little quicker. I'm not sure they have to do everything, at the line of scrimmage, but if you're going to go to the huddle, do it with a little urgency.
2nd down, 2 from the Kansas City 39. Blocked by Kennedy. Time for Gannon down the sideline, looking deep. Oh, what a pitch by Garner. Was he in bounds? They say he is at the 12. Spectacular grab. A 27-yard gain for the ex-San Francisco 49ers.
And talk about taking a shot after you catch the ball. First of all, Gannon identifies that he can get the ball there before the safety gets over. And listen to this. That is Greg Wesley who comes over, but Gannon, rightly so, realized that he could drop the football in there just before Wesley arrives. But Wesley did arrive, and Garner knows it.
What a calling card. 11 consecutive completions by Gannon. And I think they're going to review it, and that's what our delay is all about.
Let's take a look at it right here.
Clearly in bounds, but does he have possession?
We can't see the football from that angle right there. Jerome Woods is actually, he really put the Woods. Wesley and Woods are there together, but really it's Woods that makes the big hit.
Well, let's see the other foot. One foot is down, the other foot is not in.
Well, but the official has to make the call as to whether he was knocked out of bounds. If he would, he's going to review to see if he's in bounds. What the referee here, Randall Beasley, is going to have to determine, would Charlie Garner have come down in bounds if it wasn't for the hit of Woods?
1 foot for sure, not 2, and you're right. How much room did he have to play with, and did he catch the ball? Looked like he was still but he landed and he had it against his chest.
Well, this is really going to be a difficult, like in all reviews, we must start with the basic premise and principle that it was ruled a completion on the field. Okay? So he is going to have to see indisputable visual evidence to the contrary.
Now, he's got help down there by the monitor, doesn't he?
He's got a league official with him down there, and there's constant communication here. So right now, he's trying to determine simply this, I believe. Would Charlie Garner have landed in the field of play if it wasn't for that hit by Jerome Woods? I think he would have. I think he would have come down. I think he would have come down with the ball.
And there's the other official, number 56, aiding Beasley, who's looking under the, and there are people from the NFL upstairs as
well.
The
people upstairs are the regular NFL people that would be doing this game regardless of whether or not the regular officials have been locked out. So the people upstairs running the machines and handling the review process from the booth upstairs are all the same. So right now, the official is looking to see if he sees something to overturn the call on the field. And he's for Randall Beasley's first review. He's got I think, a most difficult one.
Pretty important, especially this time of the game, heading to halftime.
Kevin, my impression is that Charlie Garner would have landed in the field of play if it was not for that hit.
I would agree. I think it's a catch. The Raiders have a team.
After further review, the catch is ruled no good.
Wow. Well, there you go.
What do we know?
Well,
what do we know?
It's only one man's opinion.
Yes.
That's all. There's no democracy involved in this. See, I think if it's not for Charlie Garner taking that huge hit and getting, but that's, you know what? That's just my opinion, folks.
Wipes out a 27-yard reception. And now a flag has come out because Tim Brown appeared to be taunting and arguing. And that's sportsmanlike conduct. No profanity will be tolerated. No getting in the face of the referee will be tolerated. And we're seeing great case of point. It's interesting because during the Marty Schottenheimer years here, he said the Raiders at one time or another will unravel. And that's all we have to do. Play our game and they'll unravel. Well, this is non-Raider-like from a season ago where they didn't unravel.
Well, and you wonder if Tim Brown would have been that vocal if he knew that he was talking to an officiating veteran rather than to one of the replacement officials. Bo Collins was restraining Tim Brown, and that brought out the unsportsmanlike.
Back at the 46, it's gone from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 17. Gannon winding up, gets away, little shovel pass, pumped by Randy Jordan, gets away from Eric Warfield, and then weaves his way to the 48, a gain of 6. They've got to get all the way down to the 38 of Kansas City, and what looked to be a first down inside the Chiefs 15 goes for a punt. And you can see the excruciating look on John Gruden's face on the sideline.
You would not want to put a blood pressure cuff on John Gruden right now. A couple squeezes on that baby and it would pop.
Leckler to punt. Dante Hall is deep back for the Chiefs at the 10. Get some extra yards.
Well, they're just going to let the clock down. They're just trying to minimize the amount of time Kansas City would have to try to do something with the ball.
Next till halftime is on deck from New York with the coach.
Doesn't Ditka look like he's thinking about strangling Nance up there? If I was Jim Nance, I don't know how he was able to look so calm. Mike Ditka had his hands anywhere around my throat. I would be.
And he's got big hands.
I'd be apoplectic.
Leckler the punt gets a low snap from Adam Shrew. And nails it, which will soon go into the end zone, and it does. Wind is at the back from that side. A 53-yard punt by second-year man Shane Leckler. As you take a look at Tim Brown, who got the 15 yards in sportsmanlike conduct, drove his team from a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 17.
Well, obviously they're a little prejudiced, but they thought Charlie Garner would have come down in the field of play as well. That was it was a decisive call by today's referee.
Chiefs have 2 timeouts remaining.
I think it was wrong, but it was decisive.
I agree. That was a catch. That was a catch. Chiefs will fall, and the 15 seconds will go to the side. Well, I'm surprised at how the Raiders went offensively.
They certainly have not relied on their strength, which is running the football. I can't believe that they won't try to come out in the second half and try to pound the ball at the Chiefs.
There was a penalty on the Raiders, declined by the Chiefs.
Big procedure on the defense, 12 men on the field. That penalty is refused into the second quarter.
Let's go downstairs to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, John, I think a lot of people would imagine with Garner and Wheatley being 2 1,000-yard runners, we haven't seen much of the run. How will that change in the second half?
It's hard to run when they got 9 guys up there. We like to do that, but we're going to do what we got to do to win the game. And we got to beat man-to-man coverage. We got to protect a little bit better, and we got to get a couple breaks.
Coach, thanks.
The Chiefs picked off Gannon, and they ran it in 51 yards for a touchdown. They also got a 3-yard touchdown run from Tony Richardson, thus leading 14-6 at halftime. Go to New York after this as the NFL continues.
76 for the Chiefs. The Chiefs with only 9 yards rushing, only 5 first downs, yet in command of this football game on the scoreboard. The Raiders have had the ball 21-9 possession-wise, but yet they, personal foul on Tim Brown on sportsmanlike conduct right at the end of the first half. They had a call reversed that they thought they had that would have given them a score. So this is a team that just needs to settle down a little bit, Kevin, and just go back to work.
Sebastian Janikowski has the ball teed at the 30-yard line, and we are set to start the second half. Mike Cloud and Dante Hall are deep back for the Chiefs. Wind will be at his back, so this could be a boomer. And it is. Almost out of the end zone. Janikowski might be longer off the tee than Tiger Woods. That's huge. That was a great kickoff.
Aren't you cute?
Downstairs to Bonnie Bernstein.
Why are you laughing at me? What did I do? Before the game, Dick Vermeil was telling me the priority one was stopping the Raiders' ground attack. They've done that 40-some-odd yards. He said, my front seven's done a nice job stopping the run. We've been able to get the safety down there. He said, but if you look on the other side of the ball, my center, he's bobbled the snap twice. We need to find a way to get some offensive sync, Dan, as you were talking about, and find a way to get that ball into our receivers' hands.
There's Brian Waters.
Yes, and he's under the gun. And Brian, forget your block. Most importantly, drive it into Trent Green's hands.
From the 21st and 10. And Tony Richardson running outside before he is doused. They have Thomas there, a gain of 2. And at the bottom of the pile is Marquez Pope. Brian Waters has had an interesting first half in his NFL debut.
And the key word there, debut. Take a look at it right there. He doesn't get the football all the way back to his quarterback's hands. And here's the second one. Again, you see, it's up, but it's not back. And as a center, you need to make sure that you can feel yourself drive that football into the quarterback's hands. Brian Waters a little too concerned about making his block and not getting the ball back.
2nd down and 8. He's got to burn an early second half timeout. I think the rookie Minnis was out of position after a Kansas City timeout because the rookie Minnis was out of position. 2nd down and 8. They go outside. It's caught by Richardson, grabbed by Eric Allen and brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 6. We all talk about Richardson's pass catching ability, but he can block and run the ball too. He's a triple threat.
Well, he was their leading rusher last year, and you're right, Kevin. He can do it all for the Kansas City Chiefs. And a lot of respect for Eric Allen. They don't go after him very much. They were going to try to on this one. You see Trent Green trying to get Snoop Minnis up here to move. Look at Minnis kind of look over the sideline going, what? You know, we talked about Brian Waters making a debut. This is a debut for Minnis as well.
From the 28, 3rd and 2, and across the middle, it's caught by Alexander. Knocked away, should be a fumble. Flag is down on the play. Trace Armstrong, you can see 93 is trying to hold on to it along with Alexander. Alexander coughed up the ball.
Well, there was a flag thrown by the linesman on the far side of the field at the snap of the ball.
This could be number 6. It
Yeah.
is on the Raiders.
Yeah, and so forget everything that happened after that.
Offside. Number 91 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Reagan Upshaw.
Take a look at it right there. Reagan Upshaw, the defensive end. You see him start just about a half a second prior to the snap of the football. So even if the Raiders would have gotten possession, it would have been negated by that penalty.
Richardson in the backfield. Chris Thomas, a former Ram in motion. Handoff goes. Blocked up by Grady Jackson. And Richardson tries to spin his way for something, and there just was nothing there. Also 2 on the play.
You say nothing there. That's a case of the Raider defensive line destroying the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs offensive linemen were moving backwards. That's okay on a pass play. It's really not very good on a running play.
Richardson, 4 carries and 2 yards.
Yeah.
For Kansas City to take a look at Grady Jackson.
A real active guy, and of course the burden really falls squarely on his shoulders these first 4 games with Darrell Russell serving that suspension.
2nd down and 12. Green again given great time, going deep, looking for Minnis. It almost picked off by Eric Allen at about the 23.
Well, Eric Allen at 35 can still go. You can't have an age differential much more than having the rookie Minnis go after a 35-year-old corner. But take a look at this. Eric Allen looking back into the backfield the whole time. Wait till the ball's in the air, makes his move towards the football. Never really any concern whatsoever.
6-time Pro Bowler, has played with Philadelphia and New Orleans, and a good season of 6 interceptions last year. 3rd down and 12 from the 31.
14-year cornerbacks are tough to come by, of course, unless your name's Darrell Green.
Holmes in the backfield, and here's a pass. Caught by Minnis, the rookie at the 50-yard line for a first down. Another flag has been thrown.
And we may get a holding call.
There was a gain of 19 as it stands on 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I think Charles Woodson came on a blitz, and he may have been held. Yep, that's going to be the call. Charles Woodson came off the corner, and boy, that poor Snoop, he gets his big play called back.
Holding. Number 49 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
2 penalties on the Chiefs today. The Raiders have picked up 8 penalties on the afternoon.
I think Charles Woodson's going to come from up here, or I'm sorry, he's here in the slot. There he comes right off the corner, but Tony Richardson, you see him pick him up right there, and he just hooks him and brings him around. That was a case where that time Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator, took a shot with the blitz. And now the Raiders are forced to take a timeout.
So now each team with 2 timeouts remaining and almost 12 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Raiders just called a timeout. Chiefs on top 14-8. 3rd down, 22 from the 21. And the handoff to Priest Holmes, getting a lead block from Will Shields, and the gain is just to the 28. More of a protective handoff and a punt. They conceded that down, didn't they?
Absolutely. When you're up 14-6, you don't need to force it, especially when your defense is playing well. This was just a couple moments ago. Anthony Dorsett, the Raiders safety, going into the locker room. We'll get an update from Bonnie as soon as we can as to why.
It's a good memory, isn't it? See number 33 in Dorsett right above it. Straczynski gets a high hanging punt. David Dunn on the 27. Makes a nice move, and then is taken down at the 35. 46-yard punt, 9-yard return. Gary Stills, number 55, with the Kansas City tackle. Kevin Harlan, Dan Theodore, Bonnie Bernstein from the 35. Raiders with first, second half possession, 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Wheatley. From behind, he's dragged down after a minimal gain of 2 yards, setting up second down and 8. Now, what would you do if you were the Raiders? Would you change things from the first half offensively?
Well, again, John Gruden made the point about how many Chiefs are close to the line of scrimmage on first down. The question is, can you take advantage of that? Now, the good news is, when you have a running attack like the Raiders, if you happen to bust one, he's gone, because there isn't much of an umbrella surrounding the line of scrimmage. Again, look at all those red shirts close to the line of scrimmage.
37, second down and 8. Gannon fires a pass caught by Rice near midfield, hauled down by Warfield, belted by Donnie Edwards. A first down and a gain of 11 to Sherry Rice. 4 catches today for Rice in his Raider debut.
You know, we talked about how many people are close to the line of scrimmage. Just take a look at this right here. How the Chiefs have 3 right here and then all the way across here. Now, what the Raiders could do, I think, is maybe spread the field a little more. You know, you could maybe go into a more wide open formation. See this tight formation right here. We used to say one hand grenade will get them all.
First and 10 from the 48. Stinchcomb is coming in place of Kennedy at that right tackle, and he was blocking as the pass went downfield for Montrell Fulcher. So the injury to Kennedy that we saw back in the first half must be more serious than we thought. No, now he's come back in, and Stinchcomb just left. So they've done it almost on a per-play basis.
Oh, that's actually Kennedy Lincoln. That's,
Kennedy Lincoln.
That's his alter ego twin.
Yes. But Stinchcomb just left, and he was playing that last play.
One of the good guys right there, Lincoln Kennedy, and we had a wonderful visit with him yesterday afternoon, and he's a big guy and a Pro Bowl. That's a nice thing to be able to say. Second down 10. Gardner breaks a tackle from Clemens, still on his feet as he bursts by the 45, close to a first down, grabbed by Donnie Edwards from behind. And we'll have to see where they spot it, close to the Chiefs' 42. I know that Kansas City is putting a lot of people on the line, but when you've got an offensive line that blocks as well as this one, and you've got runners like Garner and Wheatley, you got to keep pounding away at it. And boy, that's just a good look at Charlie Garner and the way he I love, he has an economy of motion when he runs. It's so conservative, you know, the move here, none of it seems to be wasted, none of it seems to be wild. Played in the Pro Bowl, 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, 5 years in Philadelphia, and last 2 years in San Francisco, and you know something else, as we look at that measurement, a couple links. He's a guy that is a gifted receiver. You know, he caught 68 passes last year. So this is one of the more complete backs in the league, even though he's relatively small at 5'10", 195 pounds. And truly an upgrade from Napoleon Coffey. Oh, no question. Yeah, no question. Napoleon just couldn't stay healthy enough to be as productive as both he and the Chiefs would have liked him to be. Shy of the 42, 3rd and inches for the Oakland Raiders. Wheatley diving in and may have bowled that 42 and taken it to the 41 to get him the first down. So he's got it. That was a pretty good surge. And clock ticking down here in the 3rd quarter. Each team has taken a timeout, so 2 remaining for each. There's some surprising scores around the NFL as Wheatley takes off. Colts for smothering the Jets. Downstairs we go to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned a couple minutes ago we saw Raider safety Anthony Dorsett going off into the locker room. The teams told me we've got our first case of dehydration this season, gentlemen. He's just in there getting an IV, but he'll be back out.
Thank you, man. It's a nice day here. It's beyond nice. It could be easily 20 degrees warmer here. On the 41, 1st and 10, and a handoff to Gardner brought down by Browning. For this time of year in Kansas City, today's temperature is probably a good 15 degrees below normal, wouldn't you think? It's perfect. Unseasonable, and everybody here is pretty pleased with this is a Chamber of Commerce day. Well, the Raider offense the last 2 years have scored 14 touchdowns on their opening drive of the second half. That is the most in the NFL. It's not even 65 here. No. It's warmer than that, obviously, in the sun, but that's unseasonable, to say the least. Near the 42nd line, quick catch, the 5th today by 38-year-old Jerry Rice. He got 75 passes a season ago with San Francisco. He'll be 39 in October and picks up a nifty 6 yards right there. Rice, one of 3 nice additions to this team.
Well, no kidding. Take a look at this and look at the productivity of the guys they picked up. We've been talking about Charlie and his 1,100 yards. Jerry Rice, we could fill 8 pages with his record. And Trace Armstrong, who probably will only play 20, 25 plays a game, but, you know, his 16.5 sacks last year led the AFC, second in the entire league. Quality addition.
33. Oh, and he goes down, knocked away by Marcus Patton. The ball is loose at the 41, and the Chiefs have recovered. Marcus Patton made the stick. And 3 Raider turnovers today.
And John Gruden has to be saying to himself, Rich, what were you trying to do with the football? Again, the pressure up the middle. Gannon has been harried a lot today. There's Marcus Patton, number 53, untouched. And again, Rich Gannon just, you know, he had no chance. Does he not see him? No, he doesn't see him coming at all. But he was right in the midst of, looked like he was like faking a pump. And Patton all over him. Looks like Randy Jordan was the back who was in there trying to get across the face of Patton and cut him off, but he didn't get there.
Chiefs take over, 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Richardson in the backfield. Gonzalez in motion, and Green right to work. Blocked by Tate. Look at the time for Green. Across the middle to Richardson. First down at foot race. Pickard is chasing. Johnny Harris is chasing. And he breaks a tackle at the 16. Out of bounds. A flag is down. Out of bounds right now at the Raider 13-yard line. 46-yard gain.
I think that might have been a yellow piece of paper. Do you see a flag somewhere? There was a yellow piece of paper floor.
Well, if there was, it's gone.
It was a yellow piece of paper that somebody threw from out of the stands. I agree with you. I thought it was a flag initially, but I don't think so. Look at the protection. Look at the time. And then the rest of it is Tony Richardson.
Career-long reception. 47 yards for Richardson on the 12. Handoff to Richardson again. And that time smothered. Grady Jackson got in the way and not much doing. Also a hit from William Thomas. 2nd down.
That piece of yellow paper got me too, because I saw it going. I had the good fortune of seeing it coming. I saw it start down there in the end zone, and it was working its way up the field following the wind.
Michael Riggs is checked in. Alexander, boy, hasn't Derek Alexander been quiet for the Chiefs today?
He sure has. You see the call coming in from Chuck Bresnahan there, trying to get his defensive charges, trying to stop this thing. The Raiders have shown nothing offensively, and boy, they could fall 2 scores behind if the Chiefs can stuff it in.
13-yard line, 2nd down, 11. Good time for the quarterback Green across the middle to tight end Jason Dunn.
Well, that was William Thomas. He smoked it. There was no way to complete that. That was outstanding coverage by Thomas.
And tonight on CBS, if you or anyone you know missed any part of The Amazing Race, here's your chance to see it tonight after 60 minutes. Catch all new episodes of Amazing Race tonight and Wednesday, 9, 8 Central. Amazing Race tonight after 60 minutes on CBS. Derek Alexander is back in with Minnis. 2 tight ends for the Chiefs. Richardson in the backfield, 3rd and 11. From the Raider 13, a Raider fumble set up this possession. Green moving up on the bandy and shovel pass, bobbled by Richardson, finally falling on it at the 12. So the Raider defense holds Kansas City out of the end zone, and now the Chiefs will have a 3-point try.
And that was the coverage that forces Trent Green to leave the pocket. It doesn't have a lot of breakaway speed, a lot of 2 tight end stuff, but everybody covered in the middle. And that was, Trent actually delivered the ball right onto the hands of Richardson. He just, obviously acted very surprised by it.
31-yard try now for Todd Peterson, who came over mid-season after his cut in the preseason from Seattle. It's the place to Pete Stoyanovich, and the kick by Peterson is up. And 3 more on the board for the Chiefs with 5:50 to play in the 3rd. The Chiefs cash in on a Raider fumble and lead it 17-6. The Kansas City Chiefs have led the entire game, up now 17-6 after Peterson just knocked through a 31-yard field goal. And the ensuing kickoff to Dunn on the fly from the 10. It's by Warfield. Got a block, runs into Bart T, taken down at the 40-yard line of the Raiders. So some breathing space for Rich Gannon, a 29-yard return for David Dunn.
Boy, is Warfield upset on that. He had contained and let Dunn get to the outside.
5 plays, 46 yards. Richardson had a 47-yard reception on that drop and set it up. Watch that shovel pass moments ago.
Well, watch to the right side of your screen. Brian Waters, look at him grab the back of Trace Armstrong's jersey. That's one way to get back in front of a guy. You know, as an offensive lineman, you always want to be in front of the defensive lineman. That's one way to pass him. It's like roller derby there.
1st and 10 from the 40, fake handoff. Oh, here comes Eric Hicks. And there goes the pass. Garner gets it and falls down after a gain of 5 at about the 44. Brought in the tight end Fulcher to go wide in addition to Rice and Brown. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the blitz, guys. Go ahead and roll it, and Rich Gannon finds himself, you know, just one-on-one. And as a defensive lineman, you are so afraid of Gannon's escapability that you have to play conservatively. If you go at him full speed, I guarantee you, you may touch him, but you won't tackle.
McCleary has come in for Rich Owens. 2nd down and 5. Handoff Gardner following a block and a tackle made by Marcus Patrick after a gain of 1. They just can't run.
No.
They just can't run. All right, Dan, here's a good question. Which AFC team will have the most regular season wins this season? Miami, Colts, Baltimore, Tennessee, Denver, or Oakland, or any other team you want. Just log on and cast your vote at NFL.com. Who do you pick out of that?
Could you write in Cincinnati or Cleveland?
No. You could go on their website for answers. I like Tennessee.
They're awfully good. Tennessee, Denver. I've never seen the AFC as wide open as it is now.
On the 46, 3rd and 4 pass caught by Rice, number 6 today, rustled out of bounds after a 1st down gain to the Chiefs, 45. Rice now 9 yards on that particular reception. Coming into today, he only needed 123 to tie Walter Payton for all combined yards. He's got 74 already.
74 already, is trying to go over 20,000 combined yards. Boy, look at Jerry Rice. It's just, you know, I know that it didn't look like much of a pattern, and I know it just looks relatively easy. But if it was, everybody would be doing it.
That's right.
And they aren't.
1st and 10. Gardner takes it up and is wrapped up on the play by Donnie Edwards after a gain of 3 on the play. Busy day on opening day in the NFL. Let's send it off to Jim Nance. All right, thank you, Jim. 4 and 12. The Bengals were a season ago.
That's why people want to write in Cincinnati.
2nd down and 8 from the Chiefs, 43 for the Raiders. And a pass to Tim Brown sheds Warfield, then brought down outside by Donnie Edwards, who covered that very quickly from his linebacker spot.
Yeah, sure did. Donnie Edwards showing great speed getting out there, and he had to because Eric Warfield came up, and that was not exactly a textbook driving tackle that he attempted to put on Tim Brown. Kind of waved at him as he went by. Tim Brown, hey, the guys like Brown and Rice, their entire careers have been built on yards after the catch. These guys will catch a 2-yard pass and make it into a 10 or 12-yard play. That's why they're both going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Gain of 6. They've thrown to him combined 17 times. 3rd and 2, and a handoff to Wheatley. He got tangled up on Barrett Robbins, who was blocking ahead, and a gain of 4 before he is brought down by Marcus Patton.
Best of the bunch all time, of course, Jerry Rice up there. You see Tim Brown in the number 10 position. The only active player that's higher up the list than Tim Brown is Chris Carter of the Vikings. But there's 20 combined Pro Bowls between Rice and Tim Brown.
12 for Rice and 8 for Brown.
That's exactly right on this Raider team.
Player down for the Chiefs.
I think it's Ray Crockett.
Ray Crockett, yeah, who came over from Denver this offseason. And had success there. A couple Super Bowl rings to take from the Mile High City to Kansas.
I don't want to play doctor, but when you see a trainer pulling back on the top of a foot like that, that's normally indicative of a cramp somewhere in the calf or the lower leg.
And it's 64 degrees here. It's not like it's 94 degrees.
Yeah, here's Ray Crockett coming in from the left there, number 39. And he goes over and, comes in a little late on the tackle of Wheatley. You hope that it's only a cramp. Certainly, that's an amazing thing about a cramp. How much they hurt.
Oh, if you not, most people have had them.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have one, especially when you're like this.
Maybe you ever have one that wakes you up in the middle of the night?
I know.
Oh, my Lord. That's a bad way to be awake.
Just relax. Just relax. You know, and you can't. It just crushes you.
That's a big ouch.
Jacksonville on top of Pittsburgh, and Baltimore now for the first time on top of Chicago. You see the scores? That's a surprise. Carolina leading Minnesota with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, that's Chris
for the
Winkie.
Panthers today. Yeah, and Tampa Bay finally getting on top of Dallas for the first time. Good to see Ray Crockett up. 5-tackle performance so far with 2:14 remaining in the third quarter.
The Packers look like they're all over Detroit. Matt Millen's and Marty Morningwake's debut there in the Motor City.
They've got some issues still to iron out in Detroit.
There's William Barty, who was in a fight all the way through camp with Eric Warfield, so he's certainly qualified and capable.
7th play of the drive, 1st and 10. Another pass wide open is grabbed from the 20. Slices by Woods, grabbed by Warfield. It's too late. It's a Raider touchdown and a touchdown pass by Rich Gannon of 33 yards.
Well, I think the defender covering Tim Brown slips and falls. That's about the only way you can explain somebody being that wide open. And I think it might have been our friend Eric Warfield again, who's started off a bad series by losing contain on the kickoff coverage. Missed the tackle on this drive. This is things were going pretty well for Eric right up to this drive. And of course the Raiders now going to go for 2.
Gannon will have Ritchie along with Wheatley in the backfield as they go for the 2-point conversion. And the throw with Patton coming at him and Hicks coming at him. And Gannon may try to run it in.
Ooh, did he get the ball across the pylon? Yes, he did.
It's a 2-point conversion.
Boy, what a play by Rich Gannon. Boy, the defender was frozen whether to stay in coverage or come up and defend the run. And again, Gannon's mobility.
For the touchdown reception by Brown. 3rd touchback by Janikowski today. The Raiders to within 3 points.
Well, let's go back and take a look at that touchdown. Here's Tim Brown. Here's Warfield. I said he slipped and fell. Watch this. He just fell. How about that move that Tim Brown puts on Eric Warfield, spins him in a 360 and sends him to the ground, and then it's just Tim Brown's open field ability. And again, here's the 2-point play by Rich Gannon. Now watch him here. When he breaks contain and gets outside, Greg Wesley's in no man's land. He finally decides to come up on Gannon, but again, Gannon eludes the tackle and gets the football across the pylon into the end zone.
So with the Raiders back in business, let's see how Kansas City responds. Here comes Green. Brady Jackson right there. And a pass incomplete, looking for Alexander. Crossing the middle. 3rd time they've thrown to Alexander today. No receptions.
It looked like he was throwing to Marquez Pope. Marquez Pope was the closest guy to that ball, and if it had been just maybe a yard closer, that would have been an INT.
3 Raider turnovers today, and they only trail by 3 points. Not bad.
Yep. Well, that successful 2-point conversion was huge. Getting them within a field goal of tying it, and that's, well, what a confidence booster now for the Raiders, who really feel, I'm sure, to themselves that they should be in the lead.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Richardson block. Here comes Priest home. Great play by Greg Beekert. Sent it off the block. 5-yard gain nonetheless by Hall.
Well, that's why Greg's been anchoring the middle of the Raider defense for a long, long time. You know, this kid came out of Colorado, and he's not the fastest linebacker in the league. He's certainly not the biggest, but he's just steady. Steady, solid, great leadership skills. And, you know, he's been, you know, nursing hamstring problems and leg problems. But I'll tell you something. Solid. That's the word that comes to mind when you describe Greg Beekert.
From the 25, 3rd and 5. Never a Pro Bowler either.
No, he's just solid. A pro.
Here comes Beekert on the blitz. The pass outside Richardson, and the Raiders have stopped him with the hit by Torrey James. And William Thomas is saying Richardson was knocked out of bounds. He stayed on his feet. And where did they knock him out? We've got one official saying the 45, and I think they've got him spotted You know, I'm almost afraid to guess.
We'll wait and see.
Yes.
Trent Green certainly didn't see what happened.
No.
Nobody's asking him. He was flat on his back. Beaker dropped him like a shot. All right, let's watch this thing. There's Tony Richardson out of the slot, breaks his break.
Let's see, he rolled on William Thomas.
Did his knee touch the ground? That's the question.
He wasn't down.
No, down by contact. Oh boy,
here's another one.
Here we go again.
Ruling on the field as the ball is down at the 30. Results in a first down.
They're saying that he was down by contact after this hit.
He rolls on the body, he's not down. On the body.
Well, if the elbow goes down, his knee's down.
Yeah, right knee was down.
Yeah, his right knee touches.
You got it.
Yeah, that play's dead right there.
And a first down.
Yeah, if your elbow hits the ground in that situation, you're going to be, now we got to, did we get buzzed?
Yep, we did.
I think Randall just got buzzed.
Chiefs throw the flag out.
Yeah.
The Raiders throw the flag out to see.
Well, the Raiders certainly.
Yeah, Raiders.
They don't want to challenge this.
They're going to do something.
Well, we're waiting and seeing there.
Oakland is challenging the spot at the end of the run.
I think he may have been short of the first down.
Well, he said they're challenging
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, they're going to challenge the spot.
I think he's short of the first down.
There's the 30. He's trying to get to the 30. Well, you know what? Well, the Raiders, yes, you're right. The Raiders do want to challenge that.
He's short of the first down.
Yeah, you're right. Now, forward progress comes into play here now. Keep in mind that it's right where that collision takes place. Doesn't look like Tony Richardson's forward progress ever got him to the 30-yard line.
Pretty good use of the challenge. However, they've only got 2 timeouts remaining, and if they lose, they'll have 1 timeout remaining with the entire fourth quarter to play.
Yeah, if it wouldn't have given the Chiefs the first down, I'm sure that's a no-brainer. You don't challenge it. Again, the 30-yard line is the...
I don't think he got it.
No, it didn't. Again, the ruling on the field was, the spot on the field was good enough for the first down. But we have seen so far that Randall Beasley, the referee, not afraid to overrule and contradict his officiating crew, who probably just met each other for the first time yesterday. So I'm sure it's not a case of offending a lifelong friend.
By the way, you and I had the chance to talk with Tom Condon yesterday, who was negotiating on behalf of the NFL referees.
Yeah, who are locked out.
Yes.
And, Tom, of course, an agent who also represents a lot of players in the league.
Peyton Manning, Tim Couch, many.
Tony Richardson.
Tony Richardson, exactly.
All right, Randall is going to give us a call.
Ron Baines is a former NFL referee, and he is he's retired, but he is on this crew.
The challenge by Oakland was by rule not a reviewable play. The play stands, first and 10. Oakland will not be charged a timeout.
I'm looking at the NFL rule book,
exactly,
talking about playing rule proposals and whatnot, reviewable plays. One of them specifically says forward progress with respect to a first down.
It's right there.
I am looking in the NFL rule book, and I'm wanting to know how that's not reviewable, because that certainly was forward progress, and it had to do with whether or not it was a first down. Unless I'm missing something.
What if Gruden challenged the catcher or something aside from that?
This is
a bad call.
This is wrong. You definitely can challenge the spotting of a football for a first down.
So twice the Raiders have been burned by this crew.
And again, I don't want to be piling on what's going on here, but you know, I've been wrong before, and I'm looking at the NFL rule book here.
They buzzed him again.
I'm reading the book, folks.
You're right, I'm reading it with
Little knowledge is a terrible thing. Dangerous. I think Randall's got to correct himself.
See, here comes Dick Vermeil saying, what's going on? But it is clearly defined in the rules of the NFL, which you've got in your hands and are reading verbatim.
I thought I might need it. I kept it pretty close. I did bring it with me.
Well, and even right now, the spot is wrong because his progress did not make it to the 30-yard line.
No, and we are now being told that that was an oops, and they are going to review it. Yeah. This doesn't look, to our eyes, like Tony Richardson ever broke the plane of the 30-yard line, even with the most generous definition of forward progress.
Now, this group has had one NFL preseason game to work together.
They did work together in a this
And
specific. We get no information concerning the officiating crew, their backgrounds or anything else. The league is keeping all of that relatively close to the vest.
Ron Baines, 56, is a former NFL official. He is operating a supervisory role today.
Here's Randall.
Hold on, folks.
The play is being reviewed for the spot at the end of the run.
You know, Dan, you can almost imagine what kind of pressure this group of officials is under. In a game of this magnitude, the NFL, I mean, this is...
Well, I wouldn't want to be in this.
No, I wouldn't either. Now, Baines is looking at it. The referee is not looking at it. The retired NFL official is looking at it, not the guy that's in charge of this game.
Kevin, what ultimately matters here is whether what they're doing is right or wrong. What they're doing right now is right. The play is reviewable, even though they've taken somewhat of a circuitous route. They are getting it right. And if you'll notice, that's not Randall Beasley, who's actually under the hood right now looking at it. Ron Baines is on the headset. So it is a community effort. And again, if they're trying to get it right, let everybody get involved.
He had to get to the 30. He clearly did not break the plane. And that's what the Raiders have challenged. And you and I, it looks pretty cut and dry.
We got enough time here to run an infomercial and sell a golf club or something.
And we told you about CBS's fall lineup yesterday. This has been a tough place for the Chiefs to win against the Raiders. Raiders have won 2 consecutive seasons in this building. And 3 in a row overall.
But they don't give the Chiefs a first down here. If he reverses it, wait till you hear this crowd.
They will go nuts.
After further review, the play stands. The end of the run is a 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Timeout is charged to Oakland.
Well, Oakland is 0-2, and so are we.
His shadow didn't even get by the 30.
Well, it's
let alone him.
Hey.
But they called it what they called it.
Poor John is.
Can you read lips?
Yeah, he's clearly a frustrated man right now as we come towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Not much has gone the Raiders' way.
1st and 10, the Chiefs from the 30-yard line. Richardson in the backfield. And he gets the handoff and then brought down by Josh Teams after a gain of 2. William Thomas in on the tackle as well, and that may be the final play of our third quarter.
2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 for the 32.
Now, the only thing going in the referee's favor there, Kevin, was that the ruling on the field did give a first down to the Kansas City Chiefs. So he would have had to seen something indisputable. You and I both thought he did. We don't think.
Third quarter comes to a close with the Chiefs up 17-14. Will return to Arrowhead Stadium right after this word from your locals from their own 32 as Green goes back. Here comes Beaker, held off by Tate in the pass. Through the hands and incomplete to Derek Alexander. Still with no receptions, and 4 times they've thrown to him today.
And Marquez Pope had coverage on Alexander that really necessitated Green to throw that thing so high into the outside. No way could it have been completed on the field of play. That was good work by Marquez Pope.
I know the Raider fans are probably a bit upset back in the West Coast, but remember this, over the last 2 years, the Raiders have trailed in the fourth quarter and come back to beat Kansas City.
And they got the confidence of knowing they'd beaten the Chiefs the last 3 times. So it's this team's not short of confidence. They won't get to 12-4 by lacking that.
3rd and 8, fumbled by the rookie and dropped and picked up by Beaker. They blow it dead. Oh, Beaker's knocked out by Donald Willis.
Well, Beaker.
Oh, here we go.
Well, Beaker knew that ball had hit the ground, and yet he took off and ran with it.
Beaker fell like a boxer in a prize fight.
It sounded like a helmet-to-helmet collision. I could hear it clear up here.
Donald Willis, who is coming in and not normally a guy on that line,
you know, it's a confusing situation because Beaker is running with the football. Here's Greg Beaker right here. Keep an eye on him in the back. There's the ball bounces. Oh, did that come off a foot or off the ground? Let's back up there. Did that come off of Johnny Harris's foot or off the ground?
There's a shot
That's
by
helmet to helmet right there. But that football,
he was out. Look at him. He's having a hard time getting his bearings.
Let's go back and take. Was that an optical illusion? Let's track. Oh, okay. It bounces right off the ground. It was right next to his foot. Okay.
Close.
So Greg Beaker is running with the ball. You know, if you're going to take off and run with it, you better protect yourself.
Yeah. So Straczynski will punt. David Dunn is back. Into his back. Good hang time. And wants to fair catch it. And there's a lot of fair catch at the 31-yard line. 38-yard punt. A close one in Kansas City on opening day. The Chiefs holding on. Moments ago. He's taking the place of that man, Marcus Spears. We'll get an update in a second from the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Gannon has hit 17 of his last 19. The handoff to Wheatley with a nice drive block by Barry Sims. A gain to the 37 and a gain of 5 on the play. Saturday, season 2nd and 5, 37-yard line for the Raiders. Trailing by 3, 1 timeout left. Gannon, good block by Sims again. Now he gets away. There's Hicks and a pass incomplete. Clemens was coming from the other side. Incomplete pass. They rule no yellow on the field. 3rd down.
Rich is turning in a masterful performance. He does what you'd expect from a 14-year guy. You tell me. I mean, he is.
That's right at the foot of the offensive line.
That's intentional. That's intentional grounding. He did that to avoid a sack. That's the rule.
3rd down and 5 from the 37. Randy Jordan in the backfield, offers a block, Gannon the sidearm pass, caught by Rice from 1st down to the 45.
Oh, that was slick. What a pass by Rich Gannon. The blitz was on. Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs, came after Gannon, and that was just a beautiful piece of symmetry between quarterback and wide receiver.
Rice a gain of 7 on 3rd and 5.
A perfect throw. Jerry almost lost it. Boy, he had to look. He never did get a really firm grasp on that ball, but it never touched the ground. But how about Gannon's delivery of that ball? Right on the hand.
7 catches for Rice today and a much-needed first down for the Raiders at the 44. Brown in motion. In the end around, he's chased by Lou Bush and Warfield and driven out of bounds, and also shutting the door was Rich Owens, and a gain of 4 on the end around to Tim Brown. Now let's run our own end around to Jim Nance in New York.
You in Kansas City.
One thing about handing it off to Jim Nance, he never fumbles
No.
the ball. The surest hands in the field.
Outside the 48, second down and 6. Gannon right down the middle, caught by Rice with another Raider first down to the 35. Hit and brought down by Wesley. Gain of 17 on the day. He needed 123 to tie Walter Payton. He's got 88 yards right now.
Chief secondary is going, who dat? Who dat guy? Jerry Rice getting to stretch it downfield a little bit, trying to get away from just that 3 or 4 yard crossing pattern. This time he gets to move the chains. Gannon with the good protection. Again, Tim Brown, not the featured receiver. You know, a lot of people thought that maybe it was going to be Rice. There would be more of the deep carry role, but with 8 receptions, it's kind of the reverse today.
Both Rice and Brown are out right now. Hand off to Wheatley. Goes by Rich Owens and runs down close to a first down at the 27-yard line, a gain of 9. This is the Raider offense we saw a year ago.
And that's power football with Tyrone Wheatley. You saw him break a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage. You're down on the sidelines and you look at the legs on Wheatley at 6 feet 235. You realize that it's going to be nothing short of a sure tackle to get him down.
And he had a hard time sticking with the Dolphins, and before that, the New York Giants.
Oh, he has reinvented himself in Oakland. And there are a lot of people, a lot of personnel guys in this league who thought he'd never rush for 1,000 yards.
Near the 26, second down and 1. Rice back in, so is Brown. Hand off to Wheatley, breaks one tackle of McCleary, and then pulled down by a host of Chiefs. Wayne Clemens is there, Lou Bush, and close to a Raider first down. We'll have to see. Clock continues to tick. Raiders have 1 timeout. The Chiefs have 2.
Yeah, Wheatley was driven backwards, and the forward progress gave Oakland the first down. He moves the chains.
They look much more smooth now than they did in the first one.
Well, there's a lot of confidence, although right now they're not quite sure their personnel package.
Garner checks out. Rice is in with Brown.
John Ritchie's in the game as well.
And Randy Jordan is back there with him. First down and 10, 8th play of the drive. Began back at the 32, and they blow that dead.
Yeah, well, Gannon tries to beat the play clock to call a timeout. We saw in the first half where he didn't get it, but they gave it to him anyway. And they're going to give him the timeout. They're going to give him the timeout here as well.
Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. What else is going to go on in this game? Well, the Oakland Raiders are out of timeouts. First down and 10. Gannon just called one from the 26-yard line. Brown is in motion. Blocked by Wheatley in a pass over the head of the grasping tight end, Roland Williams. That a flag because he was complaining. Unless it's a late call on the Chiefs. Williams looked to be complaining.
Well, he definitely was complaining, and there was contact in the secondary.
But a late flag, certainly.
Well, that was late, yes.
And it's against Kansas City.
Now, the key here is holding rather than interference.
Right.
So this will just be 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, although it will be an automatic first down.
On update, Tim Brown with the catch earlier. In fact, his touchdown reception, his 6th of the day, moving into 5th place all-time receiving in the NFL.
Holding on the defense. 5 yards. The previous spot. Automatic first down.
Okay, let's take a look. That's Eric Warfield right there with his hand on the back.
Rice.
But then again, he's got his hand on the back of Rice, but it actually, you know, Jerome Woods was in there. He was the one that was actually having contact with Roland Williams. We're not sure which one was called.
First and 10, 21-yard line. Wheatley again, grabbed by Hicks from behind, gain of 3 to the 18-yard line. Setting up second down and 7.
We talked earlier, remember when Rich Gannon got the timeout? We saw it in the first half where he didn't get it in time. Watch how close this is. Ubity comes up. He comes up with just as it's changing over to the double zeros. That one, you go ahead and give him the timeout. That was so close. But boy, he's shaving that mighty thin. Was that their last timeout?
It was.
They have none left.
They challenged and they lost 1. Second down, 7. 9th play of the drive, 18-yard line of the Chiefs. Gannon. Good block from Kennedy. And again trying to get away, and he does get away from Ransom and fires down the sideline, incomplete for Tim Brown, who is covered by Ray Crockett. Gannon did everything. He had 9 lives on that play.
Well, he might have had 9 seconds as well. This is a long time if you're in the secondary of the Kansas City Chiefs to have to cover. Gannon's going to end up all the way over here on the sidelines. All right, first he makes his read from the pocket. Nothing. He gets away. A fake there. And still, everybody in the Kansas City secondary is smothering their people. That doesn't get any better than that if you're wearing a red shirt and playing in the backfield.
Upcoming 10th play of the drive. 3rd down and 7. Raiders of the Chiefs 18. Gannon, a block by Sims to the end zone for Rice.
Oh, my Lord.
Turn around, incomplete.
Completely wide open.
He didn't turn around, or turn the wrong way.
Completely wide open. Watch this. Confusion in the secondary of the Chiefs. Jerry Rice left all alone. Now, he did turn around. I wonder if he lost it in the sun. I wonder if the sun's a factor there. Look at it. Well, you get Jerry Rice alone in the end zone, and it's not a touchdown?
Janikowski for the tie from 36 yards away, and it is good. And the Raiders have come back to tie. They've come back the last 2 years at Arrowhead to win. 9:35 to play. The Oakland Raiders have scored 11 unanswered points. Janikowski 3 field goals, and here is Jason Dunn of the Kansas City Chiefs, tackled by David Dunn. Looked like the Oakland Raiders. Both are done at the 35.
And it looked like Hoyt Wilhelm kicked off. What a knuckleball they threw down there. Let's go back and again look at the drop pass by Jerry Rice. Look at the shadows, and I think he has to turn quickly, and right there he is looking directly into the sun. He is looking directly into the sun, and you can tell by the way the thing bounces off his fingers. He never even gets the palms of his hand onto the football. Jerry Rice, I think, makes that catch 99.9 times out of 100 without the sun being a factor.
1st and 10, 35. Oh, and Green slips, regains his footing. Oh, he's whacked on the play by Reagan Upjohn. Gets the pass away. A flag is down. Gonzalez the catch. And the tackle is made by William Thomas. 15-yard gain, but a flag is down, and Green is losing.
Well, from up here, it looked like Upshaw hits him with his helmet. I will take a closer look at it, but that's old Randall is right on it, throwing a flag on that. You don't get a free shot at the quarterback like that. And they'll tack it on.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 91 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down.
Take a look at this right here, and that is a helmet-to-helmet shot by Reagan Upshaw. That's Gene Washington, the man for the league office who takes care of these kind of problems, is attending today's game. So he got to see that one in person, and that'll be there's a whole new emphasis on it this year, protecting the quarterback, and you just don't get to trample him like that.
These look like the old Raiders, the undisciplined Raiders from years ago before Gruden arrived. From the 35 of the Raiders, Green 1st and 10, still probably seeing stars. Been blocked by Shields. There's the pass, and it's caught by Gonzalez at the 20-yard line for another 1st down.
Well, if you're seeing stars, throw it to your stars.
That's right. And at 15.
And that's where he gets Tony. Yep. When in doubt, go to the man. And the man in Kansas City is number 88. Just watch his break to the outside, working against Charles Woodson. And again, Tony Gonzalez. This man is huge, 6'5", 249, runs patterns like a wide receiver. But as a corner, you can't challenge him physically. You won't win.
5 catches for Gonzalez from the 20. 1st down and 10. Green handing off. The priest holds. A lead block by Spears. the end around to Holmes produces a yard. We'd like to welcome those of you watching the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Jets. Kevin Harlan along with Dan Deerdorf and Bonnie Bernstein in Rockin' Arrowhead. It's a 17-17 ball game right now. The Oakland Raiders have scored 11 unanswered points. We've had some questionable calls today. But the bottom line now is, with no timeouts remaining, the Raiders are tied, but the Kansas City Chiefs are driving with under 8 to play. Second down and 9 from the Raider 19. Big pitch to Richardson, chased by Upshaw. Pass, flags all over the field, incomplete. He was throwing to an offensive lineman. That could be one flag.
Well, if the ball hits an ineligible receiver, that's all there is to that.
And another flag, a third flag, has just been thrown into the fray, and it's been this kind of game since the outset.
It's the Raiders and it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Enough said. The Raiders have hurt themselves with a couple penalties that have been of the foolish variety, and we'll wait and see what this call is. Again, Randall Beasley is our referee there in the white hat, and he has been one busy guy today. We have had reviews. He has overturned calls on the field. He has allowed them to stand. This guy's earned his bucks today.
$2,000.
We have offsetting fouls on the play. We're holding number 89 on the offense. We have a personal foul, number 90 on the defense. Those penalties off replay, second down.
Well, you get a holding call that would have battled him back out. Grady Jackson there, number 90. Let's watch what he does. Oh, and he just takes a late shot right there. It's John Tate, the left tackle. As far as shots are concerned, that was not much, just hitting him on the shoulder pad like that. But again, the officials don't want this to get out of hand. Silly penalty.
Second down 9 from the 19. Green, chased by Trace Armstrong, chased by Tony Bryant. Wisely throws it away with the receiver in the vicinity, tight end Jason Dunn. The Chiefs today began the game early, intercepting quarterback Rich Gannon, returning it all the way for a touchdown. They have led until now when they're tied.
Well, this is a case where Trent Green is well out of the pocket, so he's able to get rid of this football as long as he gets it. But as long as he gets it anywhere back near the line of scrimmage, he's allowed to do that. He was well outside that tight end to tight end pocket. Greg Beaker can argue all he wants, but Trent Green, he didn't need a receiver anywhere near that ball as long as he got it back close to the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 9 from the 19-yard line. Green, good block by Victor Riley to the end zone, through the hands of Tony Gonzalez, and some great safety work turned in by Anthony Dorsett.
Now, when you work the middle of the field like a tight end and you caught 93 passes a year ago, you are a target. And Tony Gonzalez knows when he goes up for this ball, he's going to get stroked. That's exactly what happens right there with Dorsett coming over. The ball was thrown a little high by Trent Green. If he could have brought that down a little bit and given Tony the chance to protect the ball a little bit with his body, that might have been a touchdown.
Raider defense will hold Kansas City out of the end zone, but here's a 37-yard try by Peterson. This is for the lead, and he misses. And we are still tied at 17. 2 straight years, the Raiders have trailed into the 4th and 1. Will they do it again? Raiders scored 11 unanswered points. Janikowski 3 field goals. Ken Brown a touchdown reception. The Chiefs missed a field goal moments ago. So now the Raiders begin it with no timeouts remaining at the 27th. First down and 10 yards to go. Wheatley in the backfield. Rice is on the move, and the handoff goes to Wheatley and smothered for a loss on the play. Everybody came through there. Hicks and Dwayne Clemens in the second down.
Well, again, here's Todd Peterson and his chance to give the Kansas City Chiefs the lead, and he just books it about 3 feet wide in the left upright. And the second oldest coach in the league, even though he has seen this before, I think the reaction is still the same. Oh, no.
Second down, 12 from the 25. Gannon, quick throw looking for Rice, incomplete, covered by Barty at about the 32. Third down.
know one thing about Dick Vermeil. He is 64 years old. If you know the man at all, he's the youngest 64 you'll ever, and he's the second oldest coach in the league to Jim Mora, who's 66, I believe. And if he's not the youngest 66-year-old I've ever met in my life, there must be something about coaching. I thought it made you old with Mora and Vermeil. It's keeping them young.
Third down, 12. Chiefs at the Raiders at their 25. Gannon to the fullback. Ritchie has to get to the 36. He's shy because of the hit by Marcus Peck and Warfield. It's a gain of 10 on 3rd and 12, and the Raiders have to punt. With 6.5 to play, and getting the game registered today for all levels of fantasy football, from novice to expert. Just click on Free Fantasy, cbs.sportsline.com, or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
And a storyline of this game has to be the game plan by Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Leckler gets off a rocket, driving Dante Hall back into the end zone and out of the end zone. Why in the world would he try to field?
I have no idea. He thought it was practice.
65-yard punt. And speaking of rockets, there is Henry Kissinger being accused of aiding and abetting an assassination. Victim's sons talked to 60 Minutes tonight.
Well, here's where cooler heads at the quarterback position will prevail, and we'll check out Trent Green.
Chiefs have 2 timeouts, and on 1st and 10, the pass goes outside to Trent to Priest Holmes, who is knocked down by Tony Bryant. Gain of 1 on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 9. That'll spot the ball at the 21-yard line. We welcome those of you watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're in Kansas City at sold-out Arrowhead Stadium. 2nd down 9, tied at 17. The Chiefs have their 21. They clock it. Second, Green steps away and fires down the middle, and it's almost picked off by Anthony Dorsett on a pass that was high and virtually uncatchable to Derek Alexander, who has not caught a pass all day.
Yeah, but this isn't, you can't lay this off on Derek Alexander. He is so wide open. And somehow Trent Green allowed that football to get away from him. And boy, was Kansas City lucky, because that should have been caught by Anthony Dorsett. He got both hands on that football, and Trent Green just badly overthrew Derek Alexander. That would have been a first down. That would have moved the chains, and that would have made it really tough on the Raiders getting a possession.
3rd down 9 from the 21 for the Chiefs. First time we've seen the shotgun today from Trent Green. Moves up nicely in the pocket. Whacked by Trace Armstrong. Pass is incomplete. Looking on the side for Gonzalez and the rookie Minnis. Both were in the vicinity. Trace Armstrong, the ex-Dolphin, came and drilled Green.
Well, when you take this much time, I mean, Trent Green is surveying the field for, geez, it looks like 6 or 7 seconds, and there's no way you're not going to get hit. But I think even more importantly than the contact, he threw into traffic again.
Dan Straczynski will punt to David Dunn, who is back inside his own 35-yard line. Quinn will be at the back of Straczynski. The rush. They'll catch the ball at the 40-yard line for the Raiders. A 39-yard punt by Straczynski.
You know, the really bad part about that drive is that of the 3 plays, 2 of them were incomplete passes. And you're stopping the clock against a team that doesn't have any timeouts. They really helped the Raiders out.
So here come the Raiders with Rich Gannon, who at one time had completed 17 of 19 to get his team back in it. As you can see, we've had some very close games in 4 of the last 5. Raiders have won here 2 consecutive seasons, trailing going into the 4th quarter. Now they're tied with no timeouts remaining at their own 40, 1st down and 10. Rice is on the move. And Gannon right to work. Donnie Edwards is on the blitz. That ball was knocked away, and a flag is thrown as the coverage by Woods was there, and they're looking for the tight end, Roland Williams.
Are they going to call face guarding against Jerome Woods? He had his back to the play and his arms in the air. Oh, no, they're going to call holding.
Holding, number 21 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
4th Kansas City penalty today.
Well, let's take a peek at this. This had to happen very early. See, there's separation at that point. Whatever holding the official saw had to be well prior to that.
1st and 10, 45. Charlie Gardner, a lead block by Williams that springs toward her as he takes it around the corner. And out of bounds near the Chiefs' 41-yard line, a gain of 14 yards.
Well,
so 2 of the newest Raiders with the big play.
Yep, that's the explosiveness of Charlie Garner. Again, that's his ability to get around the corner. That's something Tyrone Wheatley can't do. And Charlie, again, you know, he is such an all-purpose back. We've talked about his receiving skills, his toughness in running between the tackles, but it's that speed off the edge that really gives them, I think, such an added burst.
No timeouts, under 5 minutes, tied at 17. Raiders at the Chiefs, 41, 1st and 10. Gannon down the sideline to Brown, jousting with Warfield, first down to the Chiefs' 19-yard line, a gain of 23 yards.
Well, it's been Jerry Rice most of the game, and now look at, that's a pick. You know, you can call that organized confusion when they run that little cross, run the DBs into one another, but Jerry Rice picks off both defenders, and that opens things up for this guy, Timmy Brown. Again, that was, you know, they got away with one. A lot of contact there.
Brown had a touchdown reception earlier in the game, 7 catches today. Inside the 19, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. And it's Wheatley digging his way for 3 to the 15-yard line before he is brought down by Ransom. No timeouts for the Raiders. Downstairs we go to Bonnie Bernstein.
Kevin, score tied with under 4 left, and we barely talked about this rivalry. And being that Rich Gannon's the only player on the field today who's played on both teams, his perspective is interesting. He said, I thought it was much more passionate when I was in Kansas City because Marty Schottenheimer was the coach. He hated the Raiders, and he made sure the players did too. But in Oakland, they just say to keep the emotion to a minimum.
2nd down and 7 from the 15. Gannon to the fullback, Ritchie, diving in, and he's got a Raider touchdown. And the Raiders have their first lead today. 15-yard touchdown reception. And the Raiders have scored 17 unanswered points to take the lead.
And as they have all of this drive, success working the near side of the field. It's the same side where Tim Brown benefited from the pick by Jerry Rice, and at the same time they get the seam going upfield from John Ritchie. And you got to admire the Raiders in the sense that they've been digging all day, and the Chiefs weren't able to put it away. Coming right out at it, not really much of a play fake whatsoever, but somehow the Chiefs lose track of John Ritchie. I don't know if they were mesmerized by Jerry Rice and Tim Brown, but Ritchie, a very accomplished pass-catching fullback, left completely unattended by Kansas City's defense.
John Gruden loves what his fullback just did, and that is just the 2nd receiving touchdown in the career of John Ritchie, as Rich Gannon has thrown 2 touchdown passes, one to Ritchie moments ago for 15 yards, and he's hit 9 different Raider receivers today.
Yeah, and well, then isn't that really just a microcosm of Rich Gannon's career?
Yep.
Spreads the football, improvises, moves out of the pocket in either direction, will take off and run it himself. But it is all about involving everybody in the game plan. In that time, the Chiefs just completely disregarded John Ritchie and paid for it.
So Gannon 2 touchdown passes, 3 Janikowski field goals, and the Raiders lead it for the first time, 24-17.
Well, that one barely even landed in the back of the end zone. Janikowski put it to that one.
4 touchbacks today. He's had a good day. He beat the Chiefs last season with his field goal and 25 seconds remaining in the game here.
Well, now for Trent Green, now it's really all about one thing, and that is being patient. You've got 3 minutes and 13 seconds. You need a touchdown. Don't try to do it on this first play or the second play. Work everybody. Tony Gonzalez is the guy.
They work with an empty backfield, and we've got some movement by Michael Ricks, a reserve tight end. Trace Armstrong was jumping as well. The pointing goes between the two players. 18 unanswered points now by the Raiders, who get that extra point, 24-17.
Prior to the snap, neutral zone violation, number 93 on the defense.
Armstrong.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
First and 5.
Trace Armstrong in because he is the pass rushing specialist, and the Raiders figuring the Chiefs are going to have to go to the air.
First and 5 from the 25. Pete Sampras in the men's finals from Flushing Meadows coming up next. Empty backfield and outside to Richardson, the fullback. Chased by Eric Allen, shoved out of bounds by William Thomas. Stopping the clock at 3:08. Spotting him at the 35. A gain of 10 on the play.
And that's good work by Trent Green. You've got 2 timeouts left. You can stop the clock when you have to stop the clock. You don't think at all about, do I need to get the sidelines? Do I need the middle? You can run your offensive system. You've got plenty of time to get down the field. Trent normally is a guy that makes good decisions. He doesn't force the football, and that's what he can't do here. Let it come to you, Trent. Don't try to make it happen.
From the 35, first and 10. For Green and the Chiefs. Quick drop. Oh, look out! Tony Bryant devours Green for the Raiders' first sack today, back at the 31.
Well, Trent Green pump fakes downfield. He sees something and then he pulls it up. I don't know if that was an attempt to get the defense to bite. Maybe he was doing an up and go. But Tony Bryant beat his man. Boy, Green almost gets away from that.
He did. The Raiders lead in Kansas City 24-18. 17 rather, with 18 unanswered points in the game. Second down, 13 for Green. Throws across the way, and if it's caught, it is.
It's ruled a catch.
Michael Ricks, who used to be a wide receiver with the San Diego Chargers. 14-yard pickup and a Chiefs first down with 2:24 to play.
Obviously, this ball low and away.
Some kind of catch.
That was a great job of digging that thing out by Ricks. And again, the Chiefs are approaching midfield. But I got to tell you something right here. Their lack of speed at the wide receiver is really hurting them now.
Before the 2-minute warning, there's the snap on first and 10. That's a good point. It goes outside to Ricks. And they get a first down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 12.
And that's an awfully big cushion for a backup tight end to get.
18 unanswered points by the Raiders. 24-17 Oakland with their first lead. Kevin Harlan, Dan Deerdorf. 2-minute warning. Chiefs 2 timeouts.
All I hope is that every game we do the rest of the year is just like this. We have had it all today. And Kansas City's putting together a good drive. They're being patient. Michael Ricks has been the star so far with a couple of big receptions. But again, they don't have blazing speed outside. Boy, they could use it here.
First and 10 from the 42, going deep and almost picked off, incomplete. They were looking for the rookie Marvin Minnis at about the 10. That'll make it second down. And 10 to go as Eric Allen was defending.
Well, that's Marvin Snoop Minnis. You remember him, the great year he had at Florida State last year. Not able to get any separation, though, from Eric Allen. And even though Eric Allen is 35 years old and a 14-year veteran, he's been demonstrating it all day. He still has his A game.
Second down and 10 from the Raider 42. 3 receivers deployed for Trent Green. Mosley in the pocket, throws a pass. Clobbered, to Gonzalez, reel it in. They say out of bounds, juggling it, incomplete pass. Tough ball to catch anyway.
Well, and their #1 draft choice, the Raiders' #1 draft choice, Derek Gibson, was on the inside, so he was forcing Green to really throw it over the top of him. It was really a nice pass by Trent Green. Gave Tony a chance. Even if he'd have fielded that cleanly on the first one rather than the bobble, I'm not so sure he could have got both feet down. It was awfully close.
3rd and 10, a minute 46 to play in this 4th quarter. Raiders on top from the 42. Green right down the middle, incomplete. Aiming for Minnis, covered by Dorsett. Well, now you've got 4th and 10.
Well, he was covered by Dorsett and Elijah Alexander, the linebacker, also from the inside. Trent really trying to thread this one in. And it's, again, no chance. Minnis was down on the ground. Now it all comes down to this.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, The Amazing Race, and the CBS Sunday night movie, The Patron Saint of Wines.
If you're Trent Green, you know you got to try to find Tony Gonzalez somewhere.
Timeout, 1 remaining now. He just burns his 2nd timeout. Probably a pretty good time to use it with a minute 42 to play and a vital play coming up.
That's how close this series is between these two.
4th and 10 from the Raider 42. He gets away from Taves. He's on his horse. Needs to get to the 32, and he gets the first down. What a play by Trent Green.
Oh, and then he's got a collision on the sideline.
It's a gain of 12 on 4th and 10.
On a play where he could have been sacked in the backfield. He barely got out of there. The snap was kind of low. He had to go down and dig it out. But right there, he barely gets away from Josh Taves. And Trent Green, keep in mind, this is a guy who had major knee surgery 2 years ago. Still has enough get up and go to get the first down.
And 4 surgeries on that same left knee.
Taves had him. And then look at the collision out of bounds as he goes on through. Whoop. Tell you, if you're on the sidelines, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got it. Well, Kansas City still has 1 timeout left.
Chiefs are back in business. 9th play of the drive. It began back at their 20. 1:32 to play. Timeout left, and at the Raider 30, they've got it 1st and 10. And now they burn their final timeout. Priest Holmes was late to get out on the field of the Hunt.
That's unforgivable. That 1 timeout remaining is such an asset, and to waste it when you're down by 7 points, trying to get back, that is just moronic.
So no more timeouts remaining. U.S. Open Men's Tennis Championship Final. Leighton Hewitt and the surprising Pete Sampras coming up next after a quick stop at our NFL Today studios in New York. So we've seen Rich Gannon picked off in the early moments of this game. Warfield for the Chiefs returned it 51 yards. A succession of field goals, a touchdown run by Tony Richardson. Tim Brown caught a touchdown pass. But with the Raiders down, they've scored 18 unanswered points. Janikowski with 3 field goals. Brown a touchdown reception. And the all-important touchdown reception by fullback John Richardson.
But if you looked at the statistics at halftime, it was all Oakland. They have been moving. They have not been the beneficiary, I'm sure, of what they think has been any favorable rulings by the officials. They think they've been jobbed.
1st and 10, no timeouts remaining for the Raider 30. Here comes the rush as Green throws wildly down the sideline, incomplete, looking for the double-teamed Derek Alexander.
Talk about throwing off your heels.
Wow.
This looks like a jailbreak coming after Trent Green. Right up the middle. Take a look at this. They're not sparing anybody, and he has no chance. He doesn't have any look at where this ball is going, and he's lucky it was an incompletion.
They don't have even Trace Armstrong in a 3-point stance. He's like playing a linebacker and flying in. They took over at their 20, the Chiefs did, with 3:19 remaining. No timeouts. 2nd down 10. 1:27 to play in the game.
Just don't abandon the middle of the field. It's still your friend. You got enough time.
Down the sideline, Green. Oh, it's caught! Touchdown!
That's Snoop.
That's the rookie from Florida State. And the Chiefs are 1 point away from tying the game. Incredible!
And Charles Woodson, the All-Pro corner Heisman Trophy winner, had the coverage on Snoop, and boy, did Snoop extend for that ball. Talk about laying out.
His first career catch is his first career touchdown. Now the all-important extra point by Todd Peterson, the snap by Kendall Gammon, the hold by Straczynski, and the Chiefs have come back from 7 down to tie the Oakland Raiders at 24 with 1:21 to play in regulation.
Well, it's Michigan against Florida State right here. Man coverage all the way. And Snoop, right there, there's some contact, and Charles Woodson loses his footing. They were both moving. They were both looking back at the ball, and yet it was Woodson who somehow his legs go out from under him. Minnis kept driving for the end zone, and he makes the catch. And talk about drama. Wow. Woodson on the ground could do nothing but look at Snoop Minnis catch the game-tying touchdown. Now, the Raiders, with 1 minute and 21 seconds left, have some time, but they do not have any timeouts.
And the only reason why Minnis has been thrust into a starting role is because Sylvester Morris, an early pick a season ago, is out after he blew a knee in the preseason, and so Minnis has been vaulted into that slot.
Yeah, Morris is on their PUP list. They're physically unable to perform. He's out a minimum of 6 weeks, and it's really a question as to whether he'll really be a factor anytime this season.
And Dan, don't forget, during that crucial Kansas City drive on 4th and 10, the 12-yard run by Trent Green. David Dunn awaits the kickoff from Peterson. And on the fly from the 12. He gets a block from Crockett. He's chased by Belzer, and the kicker, Peterson, knocks him at the 50-yard line. 39-yard return for David Dunn. 3 of the last 4 Kansas City Oakland games have come down to last-minute field goals. January 2000, Joe Nedney from 33 yards away in overtime knocked the Chiefs out of the playoffs. A happy John Gruden. Then last season, score tied at 20. Janikowski, with under 30 seconds remaining, hits a 43-yard field goal to give the Raiders a 3-point win.
Oh,
and we're back there again.
What a kickoff return by Dunn, though, to get them beyond midfield. That's bigger than huge.
49 of Kansas City, 1st and 10 Gannon. Shovel pass, and it's caught by Gardner, who rolls ahead for a gain of 2. Tackled by Donnie Edwards. No timeouts remaining. Spotted at the 47.
Rich Gannon's got to run this baby from the line of scrimmage. And again, keep in mind, he's fighting the most hostile crowd in the National Football League.
2nd down 8 from the 47. A block by Sims. Time for Gannon. Down the side. Caught! Tim Brown inside the Chiefs' 15-yard line. He beats Barty and Woods. A gain of 33 yards.
And look at Dick Vermeil. This is just, as a quarterback, you see you've got one-on-one. You know your guy's going to the Hall of Fame. You give him a chance to win. You give your playmakers a chance to make a play. The corner there, William Barty, never turned around, never saw the football, completely unaware that Tim Brown was about to put the Raiders in field goal position.
Brown today, 8 catches plus a touchdown. It's 1st and 10. They send Charlie Gardner, and he's down to about the 13, 12-yard line. You see the clock, no timeouts remaining. And the excitement continues from Flushing Meadows. Hewitt against Sampras coming up next.
I wonder if Sampras is a Raider fan. He might be watching this in the men's locker room getting ready, as Sebastian Janikowski is certainly getting ready.
2nd down and 9.
Where's the football?
I don't know.
What?
He put it down in a hurry. In a real
Good definition, Kevin. Yes, he put it down in a hurry.
So here comes Sebastian Janikowski. He won the game for the Raiders a season ago, and Danny's kicked 3 field goals today.
And they're kicking on 3rd down, giving themselves the added bonus. If something goes wrong here, they'll get another whack at it on 4th down.
31-yard try. The snap from Adam True, the hold by Shane Leckler, and the kick by Janikowski for the lead.
Oh!
Good, they say good. Was that close? And the Raiders have taken the lead with 15 seconds to play. The second time they have come from behind this afternoon.
And that kickoff return by David Dunn. And look at this ball as it goes over the upright. Well, the officials are right underneath it. They're looking straight up, and they make the determination that it was inside the upright as it went beyond the crossbar. But woo, baby, that'll give you pause.
And don't forget the 39-yard kickoff return by David Dunn, which had them starting at the Chiefs' 49.
It was. They're going to look back at that. Frank Gans Jr., the special teams coach, and he's going to sit those 10 guys and his kicker down and say, how the heck could we have done that to ourselves by making it that easy?
And how about Tim Brown's 33-yard reception as well?
Surprise?
Yeah, no.
No, not by that.
Nothing by Rice and Brown will surprise you anymore. And don't be surprised that Kansas City and Oakland fight to the finish once again.
Well, Dick Vermeil, in his debut with the Kansas City Chiefs, I think has seen firsthand about the Chiefs and the Raiders and their rivalry.
Dante Hall from the 12-yard line and running up and doused at the 33. Travian Smith gets him on the special teams for the Raiders. Hewitt and Sampras are ready, and Flushing Meadows will go there after a quick stop with Jim Nantz in our studios. The U.S. Open Men's Championship. That Sampras Agassi match earlier this week was absolutely scintillating. I'm sure you'll see the same this afternoon between Leighton Hewitt and Pete Sampras. 33-yard line, Dan. 10 seconds remaining and no timeouts left.
This has been some way to come out of the blocks for the 2001 season. This has been just a tremendous game to be a part of. This has been a lot of fun.
4 receivers. 1st and 10. Craig Green. Great time. And throws it deep and right to the hands of Woodson. Intercepted by Charles Woodson, and that'll do it. The Raiders have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 4 consecutive times and 3 in a row in Arrowhead Stadium. 2 interceptions of Green today. Raiders turned it over 3 times. What a wonderful way for NFL season 2001 to start. Now for Dan Dierdorf and Bonnie Bernstein. Kevin Harlan saying so long from Arrowhead, where the Raiders have won again, beating the Chiefs. Coming up next, the U.S. Open Men's Championship. Sampras against Hewitt, live from Flushing Meadows. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.